Hello, random fucks. Us. Anyways, random person's here. I random person. Anyways, also thank you, Garmet Sun for following. Random what? Don't worry about it. Anyways, before we start, there's one thing I want to say that I remembered because of the therapy appointment. I was actually not allowed to watch one show because it was considered demonic and make me stupid. And I only remember seeing clips. I only remember a bit of it because I saw clips of on it YouTube lately. I was not allowed to watch Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Yeah. Yep. I've never seen a single episode. Oh, hold on. God damn it, my computer. My computer forgot to fucking. I didn't update my computer and it deleted the thing. Alright, now you can be heard, so you can say your thing again.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
It was. Oh. Yeah. God. Thank you, random person. God damn it. It was working fine earlier before I restarted, but apparently, after I restart, it goes to shit.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Like, of all the things to decide, like, of all the innocuous things that, like, fucking conservative Christians will look at in kids' media and say, oh, this is demonic, you're gonna go with that? Fucking Billy and Mandy?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I decided to unplug the Alexa for the stream.
That's fair.
Yeah. And I recently saw clips of it, and I was just laughing my ass off. So seriously, left the course. Everyone let me talk. Oh no. Yeah. Thank you. Us. Yeah. The favorite clip I saw was what I guess Billy has a son that's a spider or something. And the spider's trying to help him out in court. And Billy's just throwing a shoe and yelling at him. I'm just laughing my ass off. I've never seen it, but now as an adult, I'm gonna find a way to watch it. There's no one that can stop me from watching Billy and Mandy.
You know, fair enough.
Well, that is assuming you can find it legally. Then again, there's still no one that's gonna stop you. But still.
Yeah. Alright.
They're just gonna make it harder to. They're just gonna make it harder to make money off of this thing that they would make money off of if they weren't making it harder on you. I love streaming services.
Anyways. Yeah. Alright. First SCP of the night is Predatory Art, or SCP-11-5. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. 1155 is currently contained in the discussed... Oh, discussed parking lot. This...
Oh, that didn't take long.
Yeah, shut up. in a disused parking lot adjacent to an abandoned shopping center in redacted city metropolitan area. The buildings being marked condemned and access to both it and the car park should be restricted by Foundation personnel posing as security guards from the redacted front company. Civilians are to be deterred from entering the site and supplied with standard cover story 47, structural instability / sinkhole, if they inquire as to why. 1155 must be kept under constant observation by motion tracking security cameras. If 1155 is observed to vanish, the whole task force, High 1 City Slickers, should be notified immediately. Personnel should not routinely attempt to view 1155 directly. Observation must be conducted remotely. This has been crossed out, but whatever flight service that 1155 is currently inhabiting should be obscured from view by any standard Class 2 enclosed mobile containment unit, or in situations where this cannot be effected in a timely fashion, by obstructing it with a vehicle, storage container, or displaced rumble, provided that this can be done without damaging a 3-meter area around 1155's image. Following incident 1155B, it has been observed that completely enclosing 1155 has a tendency to hasten a relocation event. Revised procedures now recommend the evacuation of the immediate area surrounding 1155 to the minimum distance necessary to prevent contact from the general public, unless 1155 manifests in a high visibility location or anywhere where preventing public egress is impossible. At the present time, 1155 cannot be permanently contained by any known means. Approximately every 2 to 4 months, 1155 has been observed to spontaneously relocate itself to other urban environments, moving as little as 15 meters from its current position up to a maximum observed distance of 8,000 kilometers. This relocation events can also be triggered by damage to the service that 1155 adheres to, interruption of an attack, any attempt to reduce the size of 1155's confinement space to prevent visual contact. Therefore, current containment efforts are centered around swiftly ascertaining 1155's new location and isolating it from public view. When such a relocation event occurs, whole task force High 1 should be immediately deployed alongside the local assets to relocate the new site as quickly as possible, re-implement containment procedures, and detain any witnesses. Survivors of attacks should be detained. Uninjured witnesses may be administered Class A amnestics and then released. Wait, so that means if they survived, but they're uninjured, they can't be released?
What are you saying, Bright?
Because it says that any attacks should be detained. Uninjured witnesses may be administered Class A amnestics and then released.
Yeah. So, wait, what's your issue here?
I was wondering, does that mean, like, if a person got injured by the SCP, are they not allowed to be released?
No.
No.
They're not going to be released because, well, continue reading.
You got it. Okay. Alright. 1155 manifests as a work of street art / graffiti depicting the form of a humanoid creature with... How the fuck do I say that?
Okay, what word are we on?
I highlighted it.
Sinewy.
Sinewy, forelimbs, claw-like hands, and the head and feathers of an owl. The depicted pose is variable, but tends towards a predatory stance with eyes that appears to attract the viewer. Anyone viewing the image directly would experience a compulsion to investigate it further. Victims describe a nervous fascination and a desire to move closer. This can be resisted with effort, especially if the subject is aware of 1155's properties. If a subject approaches to within 2 meters and is not in the line of sight of another person, they will be subjected to a violent attack, suffering severe lacerations, dismemberment of extremities, whole or partial removal of soft body parts, and penetrating head trauma consistent with those that would be inflicted by a large beak and or talons. The attack generally lasts about 6 seconds to conclude, upon which both 1155 and the victim will vanish. And 1155 will reappear elsewhere in the usual manner of relocation event within 7 days. Okay, so if you're attacked, there's no way you're gonna survive.
Well,
okay.
Keep reading.
Attacks can be halted before this event by re-establishing line of sight to the victim, but this is not recommended. Attacks to track where the victims are taken by equipping test subjects with GPS locators have failed. Based on tested interruptions performed at predefined intervals, the attack follows a defined pattern. The victim will first be restrained and the eyes and tongue will be removed, rapidly followed by the amputation of the hands and feet. The victim will then be disemboweled and the intestines and stomach removed. Death usually falls due to shock or rapid
exsanguination,
but only if the attack is interrupted by visual contact. The fate of the victims who disappear along with 1155 at the conclusion of the attack is unknown.
And we've got a couple instances.
Yep. Alright, Incident A.
Incidents.
Two surviving D-class personnel used for attack interruption tests were given medical treatment and kept alive in the aftermath of the event. Both were incoherent and could not adequately communicate what had happened to them, though D-89786, whose eyes were removed during the attack, claimed to still be able to see and provided a description of a larder containing bodies of previous victims of 1155, along with the entity itself. D-89786 escaped from the on-site quarters during containment breach by SCP Redacted and was pursued by local law enforcement in nearby Redacted, who were told he was a severely disturbed patient from a local mental hospital. Officer Redacted reports they saw the suspect walking into an alleyway, but before they could apprehend, a scream was heard, and when they rounded a corner, it was found that D-89786 had disappeared. The alleyway was a dead end with no visible exits. D-89789, both eyes, tongues, hands, and feet removed before attack halted, was successfully transferred to Site Redacted. A period of rapid relocations was noted in 1155, where it was observed in several public places with a posture that suggested hunting/tracking behavior. 1155 appeared for several hours high up on the side of the redacted building in a full view of many witnesses who fortunately could not access it. In view of the difficulties of containment, Site Command made the decision to bring D-89789 back into the city. 1155 was observed to appear several times on walls, advertisement boards, and bridges along the transport vehicle's path. D-89789 was observed to become increasingly agitated and hysterical during this process. D-89789 was transferred to a remote location at the edge of city limits, placing it in front of 1155, whereupon visual contact was broken. 1155 and D-89789 disappeared, and 1155 resumed previous pattern of manageable relocation behavior. Okay, so Jesus Christ, if you get slightly injured by the thing, you're just gonna be chased for life.
Yeah.
That is horrifying.
Granted, there's no slight injury with this thing. You're getting mangled.
It would basically be a very miserable rest of your life.
Yeah. Now I just imagine, you just get a size of a paper cut from this thing, and it just size just gun after you alone. Just chasing you because you were just slightly cut. God. Well, that answers my question from earlier. Alright, Incident B. Elements of Mobile Task Force Pi 1 located 1155, an abandoned subway station. After most recent relocation event, Team Leader Redacted made a decision to obscure 1155 with a vending machine until more containment resources arrived. On the basis that there were not enough task force members on site to guarantee a secure perimeter, and local transients were known to use the area for shelter, 1155 immediately displaced to a nearby children's playground. Oh no. Causing redacted
This is a.
casualty. Huh?
I was just gonna say this is a fun incident report.
Yeah. Causing redacted casualties before it could again be located. Due to highly public nature of this location, decision was made at command level to again provoke a displacement event, resulting in the current containment location. Containment at the current location was expensive, requiring that the entire shopping center be acquired by the Foundation and then subsequently closed, but the revised containment procedures have resulted in the longest time since a relocation event to date. The last few containment locations may point to a disturbing trend. Previously, 1155 seemed to have a pattern of appearing in low-traffic urban areas, often abandoned buildings or quiet underpasses, at risk of anthropomorphism. It appears to have become emboldened and will now readily appear in public spaces, which makes containment difficult. Over the objections of the containment team, leave the damn thing uncovered. Better we lose a few urban explorers or nosy kids every couple of years, rather than risk having it abduct more people before we can locate it each time. Dr. Redacted. As fucked up as that is, he's not wrong.
Well, I mean, yeah.
You know, I
Like,
think I agree with the GOC on this one.
honestly, that's the thing. If we're talking old standard GOC doctrine, they would just make things way worse
Yeah.
because there's no way to actually decommission this thing. You break the surface it's on, it just relocates.
Yeah, that's actually why I like how the GOC's basically been rewritten now, where basically they will only target things that would basically break the veil very, very badly, such as reality benders or powerful magical entities. But if it's someone who can just change their eye color at will, they're not going to go after them. I do like how they're rewritten that way instead of just constantly murder hungry. You know what
Yeah.
I mean by that, right?
It makes them a touch more believable as an actual
Yeah.
organization.
Yeah. Alright. Alright. Time to do the thumbnail. Though that does leave a question. Are we gonna, like, change where they are on the board? For the tier list?
Hmm?
Huh?
I
Oh,
was...
the GOC. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It really depends.
Alright. We go in
That's
here.
for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there. I... Did it ever mention having colors?
No?
I,
I mean, it literally shows a picture of the SCP, which has no colors. And while it says it takes predatory stances, I don't recall colors being added. It kills people, but
I
doesn't.
guess the idea here, could be like the view in its larder,
Yeah.
like after you've been attacked.
Mm-hmm.
But We're also just not going to discuss the fact that this thing apparently has teeth inside its beak now, all of a sudden.
Oh, what the fuck? I didn't notice that at first. God damn it.
That's definitely a thing. I give this a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
Hey, Zanju.
Hi,
I don't feel
Sanju.
like it's as clickbaity as some other things.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a halfway decent representation of the owl. But also, one, what the fuck? Why are there teeth in its beak? And two, I think I would prefer if they just did their own little rendition of the street art itself. Like, real talk, I feel like it could be a way better thumbnail if it was just their own shitty rendition of the street art and, like, some urban explorer with a flashlight on it in a dark room. I feel like that would be significantly more eerie.
Mm-hmm. I don't know whether to go 2 or a 3. What do you think, Jerry?
All I can think of is I have to poop.
That's not a
Looking
number.
at the detail, none of it looks like it's technically painted on the wall. It looks kind of like it's popping off of the wall. And they did add teeth to it, which is kind of weird. Also, how they put the person's reflection in the eyes is inaccurate. Technically, you wouldn't see it complete in both eyes, but partially shown in both eyes, different sides of the body. But that's nitpicky. Also, the beak doesn't look like a beak.
Yeah.
Also, they made the hands look kind of weird.
Yeah.
I still don't know whether I should do 2 or 3.
Chat, 2 or 3?
I think I would lean toward 2. It's not nearly as bad as it could be.
It's not a 1, but it's not a 4.
Yeah.
Rain versus 2.5.
Great.
So we're gonna go with 2. Alright, did they include the thumbnail? Oh, not thumbnail. Did they include...
I would hope they included the thumbnail. That'd be a new level of incompetence.
Okay, so they did include the author. When I first saw the author, I loved their name. It's Reality Glitch.
Yay.
And the person who did the art is Eddie Bird.
Did they give credit to either of those people?
No.
Okay.
They didn't give credit to the author?
Nope. They did the SCP, but not the author.
Gotcha, so just a standard 1 on that section.
Yep. Alright, hold on. I forgot to get the bingo board. Hush. Alright, we ready? Let me make sure.
I guess.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah.
Hey, and 3,
I'm
2.
looking forward. I'm looking forward to one of the first SCPs I ever read being butchered by them. I'm gonna have so much fun.
Yeah.
Midnight, when Lara finally finished work, she put on her coat, picked up her bag, and set off on the long walk home. When she reached the corner of Main Street and First Avenue, she stopped. She knew that if she took her usual route, it would take her 30 minutes to reach home. But if she took the shortcut through the abandoned subway, she would be home in 5 minutes. She was tired and hungry. All she wanted to do was to get home, so against her better judgment, she turned left and took the shorter route.
Well, she's
When
gonna
she
die.
reached the subway station, she hesitated for a second. It was an eerie place at the best of times, but even more so in the dark of night. Don't be silly, Lara, there's nothing to be scared of. As she entered the subway, Lara suddenly noticed a graffiti drawing on the wall. It was of a strange-looking creature with an owl's head and sinewy forearms with...
Why did they
I
give
was like
him muscles?
now, the one, while the art is inaccurate, the thing that bugs me is the lights are flickering. They may let the building basically degrade into the next century and look basically half destroyed, but they would always make sure the lights are functioning. I'm not sure why that bothers me.
Wait, I need to see. Did the original thing have muscles? Or oh yeah, it did.
I will also mention that
Yeah.
this looks like it's based on the original art.
Oh, original art.
The picture that's on the article now is different from the original.
Oh, okay. So they went for original.
Let me go.
Yeah.
The original. Come on, slow ass computer.
Looks like you're not the only one who has computer issues.
Copy image. Show chat. This is the original art.
Oh, yeah, that looks a lot like the original one. Hold on, I'll show stream. Gotta wait.
Which I will say, I definitely prefer the actual or the original street art thing that they had. But I'm guessing that it's not used anymore for some copyright reason.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
But I don't know for certain. They might have just changed it to add stuff. Because, like, the article has been edited through the years, so, meh.
And our stream sees it. So now we can continue the video.
Tis a good murderous burb.
Yeah. I was just so confused at first why it had more bulging muscles. But yeah, like the original one had more bulging muscles than the one that's in the article. Alright. 7, 3, 2, 1.
Huge claws for hands. Lara felt a sudden urge to get closer to the creature, and she began to walk towards the wall. When she was less than 2 meters from the drawing, it suddenly started attacking her. First, it removed her eyes and tongue. Then, it amputated her hands and feet. Lastly, it removed her intestines and stomach. It took less than 6 seconds for Lara.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Okay. Alright. Alright.
Did I miss something?
One. We do not know whether the art itself causes the injuries. All we know is that when someone is near it and we break eye contact, they are attacked by the entity. We do not know that the art itself pops out of the wall and does the attack.
Yeah, the only time it even talks about anthropomorphism is right here where it says like, at risk of. Doesn't mean it does. Hmm?
Why are you just...
I don't know.
I don't know what you're trying to get across with that statement.
I thought I was contributing, but then I realized I did not contribute whatsoever. Yeah. Anyways.
Lara to die. Welcome back to SCP Exposed. Today we
Go
bring you
fuck
Peter
yourself.
class subject SCP-1155. But before I go on, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on any
Ow.
SCP stories. SCP-1155 manifests as a work of street art or graffiti depicting the form of a humanoid creature with sinewy forelimbs, claw-like hands, and the head and feathers of an owl. The depicted pose is variable, but tends towards a predatory stance with eyes that appear to track the viewer. Anyone viewing this image directly will experience a compulsion to investigate it further. Victims describe a nervous fascination and a desire to move closer. This can be resisted with effort, especially if the
that's
subject is
kind of
aware of
fair.
SCP-1155's anomalous
Yeah.
properties. SCP-1155 is currently contained in a disused parking lot adjacent to an abandoned shopping center in the New York City metropolitan area. The building is to be marked condemned, and access to both it and the car park should be restricted by Foundation personnel posing as security guards from the Macmillan Front Company. Civilians are to be deterred from entering the site. Should they inquire as to why, they should be supplied with standard cover story 47, structural instability or sinkhole. SCP-1155 must be kept under constant observation by motion tracking security cameras. If it is observed to vanish, Mobile Task Force Pi-1, City Slickers, should be notified immediately. Personnel should not routinely attempt to view SCP-1155
Wait, hold
directly.
on.
Observation.
Hold on, I need to go back a second. I think I saw something that I recognize.
Huh?
Hold on.
Mobile Task Force Pi-1.
Yeah, that's Sunny Clockwork's art. Like the most popular
Huh.
SCP artist. That's Sunny Clockwork's art. And they're not down here.
So that's 3
Hmm.
people they did not credit so far. Oh.
I know I recognize it.
Well,
They're so. I like their art.
I think it's only 2 people they haven't credited thus far, but yeah.
No, there's
Well-
another person, Eddie Bird. Oh wait, that's not the
They
original
would
art. Yeah.
that's specifically for
The
the
new one.
art. They would
Yeah.
need to credit it if they actually used the picture itself.
Yeah,
With
but
them
I
drawing
think
their
the
own thing.
previous art, since they're using that one, they would need to credit that person. Although I think to find out who that artist was, Aaron would need to use the Wayback
Yeah.
Machine to look at the article when it was older and had that.
And besides that, I'm not entirely sure that would be what's necessary, at the very least by the
yeah,
less strict standards we apply to these people
yeah, that's
to
fair.
give them the
Yeah.
slightest chance.
Yeah, and to answer your question, random person, majority of all the symbols that pretty much get made on SCP Wiki is done by Sunny Clockwork. Like, they're that popular. Which is why I have a problem for them not crediting this wonderful artist. Yeah, they do a lot of work for the SCP Wiki random person. Usually, if you see a black symbol, like the only color that's used is black on the SCP Wiki, they made it. Pretty much. Yeah. Anyways, back to the video at hand.
City Slickers should be notified immediately. Personnel should not routinely attempt to view SCP-1155 directly. Observation must be conducted remotely. The following is a recount of Incident 1155B. Elements of Mobile Task Force Pi-1 located SCP-1155 in an abandoned subway station after the most recent relocation event. Team Leader Taylor made the decision to obscure SCP-1155 with a vending machine until
Part of the hand is just sticking out.
Well,
Thank you. My god. Also, there's nothing inside the vending machine.
I mean, it's an abandoned subway. You expect there to be things left in the machine at an abandoned subway?
Maybe.
No.
Most abandoned places aren't like the fucking facility on Isla Sorna in Jurassic Park 2 and 3, which were hastily abandoned. So there was still some food in the vending machines.
It depends on the means it was abandoned. Yeah.
more containment resources arrived, on the basis that there were not enough task force members on site to guarantee a secure perimeter, and local transients were known to use the area for shelter. SCP-1155 immediately relocated to a nearby children's playground, causing a number of casualties before it could again be located. Due to the highly public nature of this location,
What is that? What is what? Hold on. What is this?
I assume like one of those dividers that like stand upright that you sometimes see at schools. It took it out onto the playground for some reason.
Is that a present like Christmas wrapping and everything? No, wait, it's the emoji SCP. In 3, 2.
Nature of this location, a decision was made at command level to again provoke a displacement event, resulting in the current containment location. Containment at the current location was expensive, requiring that an entire shopping center be acquired by the Foundation, and then subsequently closed. But the revised containment procedures have resulted in the longest time since the relocation event to date. Dr. Jacobs submitted this report. The last few containment locations may point to a disturbing trend. Previously, SCP-1155 seemed to have a pattern of appearing in low-traffic urban areas, often abandoned buildings or quiet underpasses. At risk of anthropomorphism, it appears to have become emboldened and will now readily appear in public spaces, which makes containment difficult. Following Incident 1155-B, it has been observed that completely enclosing SCP-1155 has a tendency to hasten a relocation event. Revised procedures now recommend the evacuation of the immediate area surrounding it to the minimum distance necessary to prevent contact with the general public, unless SCP-1155 manifests in a highly visible location, or anywhere where preventing public egress is impossible. At the present time, the subject cannot be permanently contained by any known means. Approximately every 2 to 4 months, SCP-1155 has been observed to spontaneously relocate itself to other urban environments, moving as little as 15 meters from its current position, up to a maximum observed distance of 800 kilometers. These relocation events can also be triggered by damage to the surface that SCP-1155 adheres to, interruption of an attack, or any attempt to reduce.
So
Yeah.
I'm just a little confused because unlike normally, they're kind of bouncing around the article, but still largely reading the article verbatim.
Yeah.
I was about to say something too. Yeah, like they were the instant B right at the bottom of the article. Now they're right at the near the beginning of the article. What? I'm
Like
what?
Like it's not even like a particular point of criticism aside from this is just odd. Why are we doing this? Did they realize that it seems extra cheap if they just read the article verbatim
I guess so.
without like trying to make it sound like they're not just reading the article verbatim, but that's all they're actually doing?
Yeah.
To be
So
fair,
like, oh
I
no,
prefer it when they do verbatim versus adding their own shit in.
Yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely preferable. It's just also like it's like they're trying to hide it. You know, that's what it is. It feels as if they're trying to hide plagiarism when, like, in this case, like it's just not even like
Yeah.
I don't even know if this can classify as plagiarism. Like the way that they're the way that they're writing makes it sound like they're trying to hide plagiarism, basically.
Yeah.
When it's like why would you? This is Creative Commons work, dude. What?
Like as long as you just credit the author and everything, it's not plagiarism.
And it's like in this case, like doing the bare fucking minimum of like linking to the SCP article, like it's just why are we doing this? Why? Just why? Just why?
I think this is the first time a video from this content farm has broke you so much.
No, I've definitely been more
Oh.
broke by this content farm.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just
I think last week you got broken even more. Now that I
yes,
think about it.
yes. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
reduce the size of its confinement space to prevent visual contact. Therefore, current containment efforts are centered around swiftly ascertaining SCP-1155's new location and isolating it from public view. When such a relocation event occurs, Mobile Task Force Pi-1 should be immediately deployed alongside local assets to locate the new site as quickly as possible, re-implement containment procedures, and detain any witnesses. Survivors of attacks should be detained. Uninjured witnesses may be administered Class A amnestics and then released. If a subject approaches to within 2 meters and is not in the line of sight of another person, they will be subjected to a violent attack, suffering severe lacerations, dismemberment of extremities, whole or partial removal of soft body parts, and penetrating head trauma consistent with those that would be inflicted by a large beak or talons. The attack generally takes about 6 seconds to conclude, upon which both SCP-1155 and the victim will vanish. SCP-1155 will reappear elsewhere in the usual manner of a relocation event within 7 days. Attacks can be halted before this event by re-establishing line of sight to the victim, but this is not recommended due to what happened in Incident 1155-A. The following is an account of Incident 1155-A. 2 surviving Class D personnel used for attack interruption.
Oh no. One of the 2 people is gonna end up dead. Well,
I thought they were gonna make it normal with no racism or anything.
Yeah.
Now I'm worried.
yeah, they pushed another black character away from being killed, but now they're gonna have one be brutally murdered. No, there was more than one random person, but it was just very quickly shown.
Tests were given medical treatment and kept alive in the aftermath of the event. Both were incoherent and could not adequately communicate what had happened to them, though D-89786, whose eyes were removed during the attack, claimed to still be able to see and provided a description of a larder containing bodies of previous victims.
The one they made black is the one where they were described as a person who broke out of a mental hospital.
Wait, go back. Go back into it, or into the article.
This is a severely disturbed patient from a local mental hospital. Because they only missed their eyes. And... oh, no. Do we click the racism on the bingo, or...?
No.
Of SCP
no, actually, we should unclick the racism on the... We should eliminate the racism card. Because there's definitely no racial fucking... There's definitely no fucking racial undertones in this video right now. Yes, right. There are no cats nearby. Oh no, Festus is laying here under the table, but he's... Anyway.
Don't you just love this content farm?
I hope you step on a nail. Okay, that was abnormally harsh. I apologize. I hope the creators of this SCP content farm step on a nail. A really rusty one.
D-89786 escaped from on-site quarters during a containment breach and was pursued by local law enforcement nearby, who were told he was a severely disturbed patient from a local medical hospital. Officer Dixon reports they saw the suspect walking into an alleyway, but before they could apprehend, a scream was heard, and when they rounded the corner, it was found.
What? The way that they depicted that just ended up looking like the fucking Patterson-Gimlin film. Which is extra fucked when you think about it, but the way that they depict it is like... this is just... I hate it here.
Well, we know that the defensiveness scale is going to get a point.
Dixon reports they saw the suspect walking into an alleyway, but before they could apprehend, a scream was heard, and when they rounded the corner, it was found that D-89786 had disappeared. The alleyway was a dead end with no visible exits.
We're also...
D-89789.
We're also just not going to talk about the fact that they gave that man the fucking anatomy of a kidney bean.
Yeah, they did.
We should probably click that anatomy.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh my gosh, if we get bad history or added child abuse, At any point in this
Let's
video,
not hope for that.
we get a bingo.
Well, they did show it going to the preschool, but that was in the article, so it's not added.
Yeah. It's in 3, 2.
Both eyes, tongue, hands, and feet removed before attack halted was successfully transferred to Site 17. A period of rapid relocations was noted in SCP-1155, where it was observed in several public places with a posture that suggested hunting or tracking behavior. SCP-1155 appeared for several hours, high up on the side of a building, in full view of many witnesses, who fortunately could not access it. In view of the difficulties of containment, Site Command made the decision to bring D-89789 back into the city. SCP-1155 was observed to appear several times on walls, advertisement boards, and bridges along the transport vehicle's path. D-89789 was observed to become increasingly agitated and hysterical during this process. He was transferred to a remote location on the edge of the city limits, placed in front of SCP-1155.
They just pushed a wheelchair. I just find that so funny. He just only goes to stare at him. In a second, they push the wheelchair towards it. Oh my god. I just find that funny.
You know what I hate?
Yeah.
You know what I hate? VAR kids. I hate VAR kids. They're stupid little mosquito-looking bastards. I wish they'd all die.
Oh yeah, speaking of mosquitoes, this is off top from SCP thing, but mosquitoes in my state actually have been declining because
Good for Virginia.
mainly because mosquito eaters, I forgot their actual species name, started reproducing a lot more.
Are you talking about like a fish or?
No, it's an insect that it's nicknamed mosquito eaters in my state. It looks like a giant mosquito, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to
I'm
say.
just gonna tell you, if it's the mosquito hawk, those eat fruit, not mosquitoes. What insect I know of that eats a lot of mosquitoes are dragonflies.
I think we're just getting cross-wired here. Anyway, let's continue.
Are you talking about mosquito hawks, Bright?
I don't remember their names. Oh, the Virginia mosquito eaters come referring to as the crane flies.
Crane fly?
Yeah, they actually do eat mosquitoes. Well, at least in my state.
Oh,
yeah.
Those are called mosquito hawks.
Well, in my state, they're called crane flies. I don't fucking know what. I don't know. Whatever. Let's continue.
Whereupon visual contact was broken. SCP-1155 and D-89789 disappeared, and SCP-1155 resumed the previous pattern of manageable relocation behavior. Attempts to track where the victims are taken by equipping test subjects with GPS locators have failed. Based on tested interruptions performed at predefined intervals, the attack follows a defined pattern. The victim will first be restrained, and the eyes and tongue will be removed, rapidly followed by the amputation of the hands and feet. The victim will then be disemboweled, and the intestines and stomach removed. Death usually follows due to shock, but only if the attack is interrupted by visual contact. The fate of victims who disappear along with SCP-1155 at the conclusion of the attack is unknown. What do you think about that SCP case? Please leave your comments below.
So, yep. So that was the video.
They didn't add inaccuracies, but they did add racism.
As well as they didn't contribute to people. To the SCP at hand.
Yeah. Wait, did they mention the doctor at any point?
Yeah, they did. Because it was the doctor's
Okay,
message.
then no removal of characters, just removal of license. So like a
And-
1?
And the art.
I get.
Or would
Yeah,
that-
I'd say 2 because
yeah.
they showed that particular
Oh, you're right.
artist
The other
work.
person they didn't. Okay.
Yeah, alter / added gore or violence? No? Surprisingly?
Yeah, like on one hand, I wanna mark it with a 1 because
Mhm.
they went out of their way to depict the owl murderizing people, but at the same time, like, you know, that's just what the owl does. So
Yeah.
I don't think they really added anything.
Or altered.
Yeah.
Deviates from the plot of the article? I mean, they kind of jumbled across the place. Which was
They
confusing.
didn't modify it, they just jumbled it badly.
Yeah.
Aderna says, I'd
That's
say
very
1
interesting
personally.
point.
I'm guessing for alter / added gore or violence.
Yeah, why would you be feeling that?
So did we just put like a 0 for the TV8s?
Yeah, they just read it verbatim, but in various chunks.
Yeah.
1 for deviates, but why would they? Why would it?
I'm
Why would we
confused.
put a 1 for deviates? That one really confuses me.
Yeah, they pretty much just read it verbatim. They just jumbled it. Went up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, which was confusing. But I mean, it's still the article.
Yeah.
The jumbling it. Should we put a 1 for jumbling, or?
I don't think that it's enough to
I don't think
warrant a
jumbling
1.
really counts as changing. It's just taking the same cards and switching where they are.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But Eterna, what do you mean by, a 1 for the alter / added gore or violence? Because it didn't really... I thought they would, like, add multiple gore or violence, because it's, well, a very aggressive anomaly. But surprisingly, they didn't. Which is odd for a content farm, if you think about it. Yeah. But, while waiting for Eterna's answer, only minute in video / offensiveness.
I'll put that up at a 2.
Yeah.
Just specifically for how they handled the one black guy with a significant amount of screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They reused the same one multiple times, but I just said that out of my own discomfort, to be honest. Gotcha.
No, that's fair. It is uncomfortable, but
Yeah.
it's an SCP about street art that murders people, so I feel like it's meant to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Discomfortable, yeah, okay, me.
Hey, look, it did better than the Japanese one.
Yay.
You couldn't have phrased that any differently.
It's literally the Japanese branch SCP.
When you say the Japanese one, it implies that it is the only Japanese one.
Oh. Now, this next SCP is one I know about, but I've never read. This is SCP-191, aka the Cyborg Child.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this one, but never actually
Yeah.
looked into it.
I'm suddenly concerned.
Random person says there's only one singular Japanese SCP, and it turns says God's Bright. Yeah. Alright. Item SCP-191, Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. 191 is currently housed in a 6-meter by 6-meter room at Site-17. To date, 191 has not made any requests for furnishings or entertainment. The current furnishings include one wooden frame futon with a 15 centimeters or 6 inches pad and a standard cotton bed sheets and blankets. All sheets are to be sterilized each morning according to standard procedures. The futon pad itself will be replaced every 6 months, and the old pad discarded through incineration. One standard 220V type G power outlet with an emergency cutoff box, fuse circuit breaker, and manual non-insulating guillotine located outside the cell. Huh?
Okay, that escalated quickly.
That escalated real quickly. So does that mean the Foundation just has guillotines?
As a side note, the way that you pronounce guillotine is giving me an eye twitch.
Oh, guillotine. Oh, sorry. One.
Though at the same time, I can't blame you because it's a French word.
Ah.
And French words are notoriously fucking batshit insane in how they're fucking spelled compared to how they're pronounced.
Random person says, I didn't know that Site 17 was in France. It's not, it's in America somewhere. But it's kind of funny. One standard hazardous waste disposal unit, liquid and solid waste. All drainage tubes shall lead directly to an incinerator unit. 191 is to be dressed in loose, sleeveless garments made of 100% long, staple cotton. Fresh clothing will be provided once daily, with used garments sterilized according to standard procedures. Bathing is to be done once every evening, and a wash tub filled with a solution of water and baking soda. Feeding in the form of a sterile saline solution supplemented with vitamins, minerals, antibiotics, and mild anesthetic shall be carried out twice a day via injection into a metallic tube located in the base of the neck. 191 is capable of limited self-care, including draining waste and recharging internal batteries. A log shall be kept of power consumption and any unusual changes in power usage reported to supervising staff. Daily inspections for injuries should be carried out after bathing. Should 191 require medical care, refer to documents 191 Alpha, special medical needs, and 191 Alpha supplemental, repair for non-biological components. Before administering care, at least 2 armed guards are to be present in the room at any time that personnel have contact with 191. Although a translucent screen may be utilized for privacy purposes, standard anti-computer countermeasures are ineffective, as 191's components have been hardened against electromagnetic pulse, EMP. Alright, description. 191 is a female human child approximately redacted years old. It is believed to have been a test subject for several experimental surgeries performed by the late Dr. Redacted. Alright. Well, 80% of the left half of the face and skull have been removed, with the eye and ear replaced with a complex transceiver system that allows it to receive and transmit not only visual and auditory input, but a wider spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, ranging from low-frequency radio to high-energy gamma rays. The lower jaw, teeth, and larynx have been removed and replaced with data expunged. Esophagus has been rerouted to an artificial orifice. Hyphasis.
Oh, is he coming through the mic?
Yeah, I heard him.
Festus is always welcome.
What's up, bro?
At the back on that.
If you want pets,
Huh?
you can come up here.
Yeah.
If you want pets, you can come up here, buddy.
No,
you're just gonna sit there and yell?
Yes.
Come here, you tub of lard. There you go.
Feeding tube and a trachea rerouted directly to an air filtration device. Due to these alterations, 191 is incapable of speech, although it has been reported occasionally vocalizing distress through rapid respiration. 2. An input-output device has been placed into the right forearm, replacing the radius and... Is it ulna or ulna?
Ulna.
Ulna. Okay. Ulna bones. The device contains interfaces for a variety of modern and obsolete formats, including USB, Ethernet, FireWire, and DIN 8-pin, as well as 7 other interfaces corresponding to no known formats. The device can be accessed by pulling back the skin over the right arm like a shirt sleeve. Ugh! Why?
Don't you love it when doctors treat children like objects?
No.
I was being sarcastic.
I'm petting Festus.
Oh no.
Alright, 3. A 24-core processor array has been implanted in the brain, which translates input from all artificial components, essentially allowing 191 to read and write computer data without the use of an external interface. Internal communication is carried out through fiber optic cables implanted through the glial cells in the entire nervous system. Damage to the brainstem and cerebellum due to the inflammation procedure has severely damaged 191's motor skills. Wait, what are glial cells?
Mm-mm.
I don't know what that
I
is.
could look it up.
Yeah.
You only get rights when you know how to file taxes.
That's America. Well, actually, no, it's not, because you still don't got rights.
Where's the glial cells?
It's implanted through the glial cells in the entire
Right
nervous system.
there. Okay. It's easier to hear you than to figure out where it is.
Sorry.
Okay. Let me just look it up.
Same random person. None of us have rights. America.
Personally, I only have wrongs.
America.
Glial cells, also known as neuroglia, are non-neuro cells that support and protect neurons in the nervous system.
Oh, shit.
They sound very important.
Yeah. So they can kind of act like antibodies for the nervous system.
Yeah.
Damn.
And he implanted cables in them.
Yep.
Festus.
Freaking land and cheeseburger. America, the land of the fuck you. Sorry. Anyways, back to the SCP. 4. The right hand and right foreleg have been replaced with artificial components consisting primarily of steel, carbon fiber, and an unknown polymer-like substance. The exposed areas of tissue are susceptible to injury and infection due to damage to the spinothalamic tract. 191 has reduced pain and temperature sensitivity in its limbs. Reconstructive surgery by Dr. Redacted was able to provide some relief, but regular doses of antibiotics and analgesics are still required.
I think that says anal Jessic.
Anal,
Maybe I'm wrong.
analgesics. Okay.
Maybe I should look that up.
Sure, go ahead. Watch it just be an SCP thing.
Would you not believe that it's just an SCP?
Pronoun. Oh, you were right. Analgesics.
Yeah. Anyways. 5, data expunged. 6, the lungs, heart, and major blood vessels have been replaced with mechanical analogies. Or analogies. I think
Analogs.
analogs. Oh, why did I...
It's okay.
Analogies.
I mean, you've just been reading the word analogs for how long?
I've never seen analog as a plural. Only a singular.
But don't worry, you're not into analog horror, you're into analgesics horror.
It has been determined that this system would allow 191's bodily systems to be restarted after death and may have actually data expunged. 7.
That's a fun data expunged.
Yeah.
No.
Oh god, I read ahead. Oh no. 7, the digestive system has been completely reconfigured to the point where the regular food intake is both unnecessary and dangerous. Waste is now disposed of via the drainage system, located in the lower back, and consists of a thick, dark gray, viscous slime consisting primarily of data expunged. Oh boy, I didn't see this part. 8, the reproductive organs, uterus, ovaries, etc., have been removed and replaced with data expunged. According to Redacted's notes, this was done to provide extra space by removing non-vital components. Hormone therapy has been proposed to counteract the long-term effects of the missing glands. This proposal is under review, pending analysis of possible complications due to data expunged. Suddenly, I don't like this SCP. Says random person. 9, data expunged. 10, at least 15 other alterations of unknown purpose. Given this fact and the haphazard integration of the useful components, it is believed that they were performed merely to test the viability of such procedures on other subjects. Investigations are underway as to whether Dr. Redacted was planning to data expunged. At present, any theories as to the purpose behind these alterations are speculative. At best, as Dr. Redacted died during the raid in which 191 was recovered, and the only surviving records of his research are a single half-burned spiral-bound notebook consisting mostly of cryptic notes regarding a higher purpose. Now this is where I got a
So
red ahead.
you got...
Huh?
You're cutting out here and there.
Do I need to reread that paragraph?
I mean, I read it myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
So now
I also have it.
Okay. Alright. Alright, so continuing now. This is where I read ahead. History 191 was recovered by the Foundation agents during a brief collaborative effort with the Global Occult Coalition, in which a raid was conducted on the laboratory of Dr. Redacted, a suspected member of the Redacted.
That looks very much like Sarctic Cult. Maybe I'm wrong.
I wouldn't think... The Sarctic Cults are more flesh,
Yeah,
not robotic. Yeah. I don't think it would be
that
them.
doesn't sound Sarkic.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why I said Sarctic Cult. I'm thinking of something. Sarctic Cult, just not them.
No, what I think most likely it could fit right there is Prometheus Labs.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. That one would actually track and make a bunch of sense, but we don't know. It's redacted.
That's fair.
Yeah. 191 was the only test subject recovered from the laboratory. All other test subjects expired during the raid, either disposed of by Dr. Redacted or eliminated as hostiles by the task force. Preliminary assessment concluded that the full reconstruction was impossible, that the components introduced were too technologically advanced to risk becoming widely known, and that it could be a source of valuable data regarding data expunged if kept alive. Subject was classified 191 and moved to site redacted on redacted. Its disappearance and those of the other test subjects was later blamed on a local serial killer who was arranged to be killed in prison while waiting trial. Really? You couldn't think of anything else?
If he was already a
so.
serial killer.
Probably. Anyways. Addendum 091, 191-01 testing of 191's abilities has commenced. Oh shit, what did I do? Oh god.
What?
I accidentally clicked that instead of...
All you did was just open a new window. What?
I accidentally clicked it instead of finishing the article.
Oh.
Yeah. Psychological analysis by Dr. Glass. 191 has responded fairly well to containment. It is completely docile and cooperative, and when not being interacted with, it spends most of its time sitting still or curled up in a fetal position. This may be a sign of distress, but is more likely for physical comfort, as normal body movements and postures are difficult. Mental acuity is questionable, although capable of rapid data analysis and communications when physically linked to a computer system. It seems unable to follow conversations with human beings unless the conversant speaks slowly and uses simple words. Complex tasks are also impossible unless it is guided at every step. Its mood seems consistent, though somewhat inscrutable. It continually affects melancholy, will not make eye contact unless asked to, and any attempts to induce cheerful and humorous mood have proven fruitless. However, it shows no signs of ongoing mental distress and claims, through a computer interface, that it is feeling well. To date, 191 has not requested access to or information about any acquaintance it had before its abduction. Damn!
Uh.
Alright, so I'm not sure if it would appear in the video, but you might as well see the experiment log.
Yeah.
Note, this is a test log for exploring the capabilities of 191. Please remember that 191 is a research tool, not an entertainment center. Any tests involving games or other recreational technology should be conducted in a professional manner and not for amusement. Dr. Redacted. Right. Subject redacted paint. How the fuck do I say that?
Ubiquitous
simple drawing program. Instructions: interface with a computer via USB port and draw specified pictures using redacted paint. Results: 191 was instantly able to emulate the functions of a mouse and keyboard, then showed any photograph. 191 was able to reproduce it within seconds using only the pencil tool, creating copies indistinguishable from the original. After the test was recorded, it was noticed that 191 had continued drawing in additional redacted paint files. 191 appeared surprised and opened a text file on screen, claiming that it had not realized it was still drawing. The following drawings were discovered. 3 people wearing what appeared to be GOC uniforms, standing in a burning office, pointing guns at a man across the room. The man is committing suicide via gunshot wound to the head, his face obscured by blood. Agent Redacted, who participated in a raid in which 191 was acquired, identified this as the death of Dr. Redacted, 191's creator. Okay. An adult and child trick-or-treating. The child is a girl wearing makeup similar to that worn by Boris Karloff in Frankenstein, and the adult data expunged. Not two. Third one is data expunged. 191 was asked again if it was really feeling well, and once again replied via text file that it was feeling fine, and that the expunged didn't mean anything. Aww.
Oh no. I feel like she's not fine, but she's so traumatized that she doesn't know how to express that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The concept farm video is gonna be awful. Subject: the video game redacted. Instructions attempt to emulate the functions of a Wiimote and play a video game. Result: test began poorly, as 191's impaired motor skills caused it to snap the disc in two before it could place it in the console. 191 became distressed, and it then stared at the disc, and the red light from its eye changed to green for a moment. When Dr. Redactor returned with a fresh disc, less than 2 minutes had passed, the game was already running on the machine. Dr. Redacted inquired as to how that had happened, and a message appeared on screen saying, "I looked at the ones and zeros, and I loaded those in. I'm sorry, I know I'm not supposed to do it this way, but I didn't want you to waste a disc. Please don't be angry." 181 still seemed fearful of reprimand, even after being reassured that it was doing excellently. 191 made a perfect run-through of the game, despite the fact that it did not make any physical movements consistent with the weak controls. This poor thing!
How abused was she before the Foundation took her?
Absurdly so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's an understatement.
And if it
oh my
is,
gosh.
and if it is Prometheus Labs, very. Subject: redacted, a well-known video effects program. A 40-second video file from a security camera located in the employee cafeteria. Instructions: perform a series of video enhancement techniques used by forensic detectives on the popular television drama Redacted. Techniques that cannot actually be done in reality. Zoom and enhance. 191. Huh? Yeah.
I can't believe. I cannot believe that they felt the need to redact a CSI. This is some unnecessary redaction.
That's one thing I do agree with some people on SCP Reddit, but the earlier on SCPs kind of redacted a bit too much.
Like, this is just why we don't need to redact this.
They probably redacted it specifically to avoid copyright infringement.
Maybe?
Mentioning it would not
I know.
cause copyright
Yeah.
infringement. But,
There's an issue with the amount of redacted tests. Yeah. Zoom
I
in.
never said it would, just what I think they thought.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Zoom and enhance. 191 was instructed to zoom in on the window over the parking lot and render the license plates on the cars, which were illegible from this distance. The actual license plates had been photographed for reference. Uncrop. 191 was asked to shrink the video by 100px on each side and fill in the blank space with what it believed the rest of the cafeteria looked like. Again, data that was not actually available in the video. Rotate camera. 191 was informed of the exact location and angle of the other security cameras in the cafeteria and asked to render the scene as viewed from that angle, filling in the parts that the current camera did not see. The actual footage from the second camera was requisitioned and held for reference. Result: 191 could not understand instructions at first. Dr. Redacted had to provide a lengthy explanation, and then stand behind 191 and give it instructions one step at a time. It was several minutes before the test could even begin. However, once 191 actually got started, the videos and frames were finished in less than 7 minutes, on which at least 3 were spent watching the rendering progress bar. Zoom and enhance test. 191 successfully rendered a close-ups of the license plates, complete with photorealistic scratches and dents. However, the plates were found not to match the license plates on the vehicles. 191 typed, "The data wasn't there, so I had to guess." National license plates for redacted, 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 and redacted, redacted.
Thanks. They don't take questionnaire. They need to settle the documentations that are redacted. Huh.
Oh, cool. The license plate is generated by 191, where I am 191. 191 is a 600 DMA and Chai 930. Uncropped test 191 expanded the video canvas and filling in what was in the blank space, rendering the extra image seamlessly. It did not match the actual cafeteria, but once again, the data was not in the video file, and 191 had been forced to guess. Rotate camera test. Generated video matched the angle of the second camera perfectly, and almost everything visible from the angle of C1 matches scene in C2 very closely. As before, places not visible were very different. One table only visible in C2 that had been seating redacted was now in the generated video. Seating Dr. Redacted and Agent Redacted. The attending doctor and agent supervising 191, eating lunch and talking. A lip reader was brought in to decipher what Dr. Redacted and Agent Redacted were saying in the simulation video. Data expunged. Real Dr. Redacted became uncomfortable upon learning what 901 had depicted her saying to Agent Redacted, and the real Agent Redacted declined to comment.
Oh.
Oh, that's
I guess.
cute. That's actually cute. Although there were many visual differences between the original videos and 191's copies, many on-site personnel were unable to determine which ones were the forgeries. Alright, so that's it of 191. And holy hell, that was a roller coaster of stuff. I feel so bad for this child.
It's like they were trying to. It's like they were trying to write, like an exaggerated version of why it's bad to use generative AI, but before generative AI was a thing.
Yeah.
I think they were just trying to make a child that was very nervous. They didn't want to make mistakes,
Well,
but they didn't know what to do.
So, look at the thumbnail.
I know, I'm just.
Apparently the doctor who experimented was named Colin Salvador by the author. Interesting. Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about that thumbnail.
It made her look like a zombie with robot parts.
This is fundamentally an SCP about child abuse and experimentation, and the thumb tried to make her look like a fucking monster.
Yeah.
I think we all know this is bad.
Yeah.
Thumbnails 4. Moving on.
Alright. What the? Why?
Researcher Jane Madison.
The fuck? Shut the fuck up. I need to see the bottom part. Okay, there we go. They have 191, but hold on. Silocat and Dr. Clef wrote 191.
Huh.
And neither are there.
Oh, just give them a 1.
Yep. Alright. In 3, 2, 1.
Researcher Jane Madison arrived at the Foundation and picked up her schedule for the day. Her first task was to perform a preliminary diagnosis on a newly recovered subject. As she walked towards the room where the subject was being housed, she quickly ran through the notes about the SCP. There didn't seem to be anything to be concerned about, which relieved Jane. She was always nervous the first time she met a new subject, especially if they were known to be dangerous. This case was classed as safe, so she was confident she didn't have anything to worry about. The subject was a young girl that had been recovered during a search of a laboratory. Jane opened the door and walked into the room. What she saw made her cry out in horror. Nothing could have prepared her for the sight before her eyes. The little girl was hardly recognized.
What the fuck? What?
I don't know what I would imagine her to look like, but that's not it.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, I
that's
do
not
agree
it.
with you, Adama.
Let's re-look at her physical description.
I don't think it ever said a color.
Receiver system.
Yeah, and it doesn't talk about colors.
Yeah, one of the things it says is half of the skull has been removed, not like most of the face.
Oh yeah, it's just
That'd be like half of the face.
80% of the left half of the face and skull have been removed.
Yeah, it says 80%, so...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm released by complex transceiver system.
Yeah, 80% of one half of the face. So, not of the whole face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just showing it as 80% of the face in general is gone, which is different.
So we can already put probably wrong SCP design. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
This kid's already been through enough, and they're like, let's do more.
The article did say 80% left half, or, yeah, lower jaw, yeah. Yeah, this is... Wow.
I mean, we knew she basically didn't have her lower jaw anymore, but
Yeah.
to just do this feels... I feel like you need to be careful with things that involve abused children, and
Yeah.
they didn't care enough to be careful remotely.
Yes.
Yes. Let's also point out the fact that apparently this researcher with the Foundation is somehow so fucking unaccustomed to weird shit that they would instantly break out screaming seeing this sight rather than take a second and think, oh, maybe I shouldn't scream in the presence of an abused child.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not something I should do as the adult in the room.
Yeah, also, random person says they didn't need to make the metal the same color as blood.
Yeah. Like they're making design choices that are specifically geared toward like trying to make her look what's the right word? Monstrous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also got rid of her neck. Granted, a good portion of her neck is like replaced with other stuff. I just don't know if it'd be the full thing.
Yeah, I don't think it was a full thing.
Monstrous, horrifying.
Yeah.
Like this, like real talk. I'm like, there's a fucking head that Flack can, like Flack in Borderlands 3 can have that looks a lot like this.
Yeah.
Which is like it's a head that's specifically intended to look intimidating and scary.
Yeah.
To put on this the robotic beast master that hunts down everything he can in the galaxy.
And they put that same thing on an abuse victim.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Wait, I also just realized it does look like
And
they don't have a lower jaw anymore.
Well, in the
Yeah.
article it said that she was missing her lower jaw. That's
Oh.
not the issue.
Oh, I forgot about that part. I thought it was still there. Never mind. Lower jaw. Oh yeah, been replaced with that expunge, so it's completely unknown. Okay, never mind. I was thinking of something else. Anyways, we ready to continue
Anyway.
the shit show?
Ready's a strong word.
I was prepared to pull up the definition of ready again. Stay 2-1.
Recognizable. The majority of the left side of her face and skull had been removed. Her right hand and right foreleg had been replaced with steel and carbon. Her lower jaw, teeth, and larynx had been removed, and what looked like a feeding tube was protruding out of the back of her neck. Jane couldn't quite believe what she was looking at. What on earth has happened to this poor child? Welcome back to SCP Exposed. Today we bring you the safe class subject, SCP-191.
Yes, and that's what
But
you
before I go
do to an abuse victim. Look at them in absolute horror.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself, bud. In 3, 2, 1.
don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on any more SCP stories. SCP-191 is currently housed in a 6 meter by 6 meter room at Site 17. To date, SCP-191 has not made any requests for furnishings or entertainment. Current furnishings include the following. 1 wooden frame futon with a 15 centimeter pad and standard cotton bed sheets and blankets. All sheets are to be sterilized each morning according to standard procedures. The futon pad itself will be replaced every 6 months, and the old pad discarded through incineration. 1 standard 220V type G-power outlet with an emergency cutoff box, fuse, circuit breaker, and manual non-insulating guillotine located outside the cell. 1 standard hazardous waste disposal unit. All drainage tubes shall lead directly to an incinerator unit. SCP-191 is to be dressed in loose, sleeveless garments made of 100% long staple cotton. Fresh clothing will be provided once daily, with used garments sterilized according to standard procedures. Bathing is to be done once every evening, in a wash tub filled with a solution of water and baking soda. Feeding in the form of a sterile saline solution supplemented with vitamins, minerals, antibiotics, and a mild anesthetic shall be carried out twice a day via injection into a metallic tube located in the base of the neck. She is capable of limited self-care, including draining waste and recharging internal batteries. A log shall be kept of power consumption, and any unusual changes in power usage reported to supervising staff. Daily inspections for injury should be carried out after bathing. Should she require medical care, refer to documents 191 Alpha, Special Medical Needs, and 191 Alpha Supplemental Repair of Non-Biological Components before administering care. At least 2 armed guards are to be present in the room anytime that personnel have contact with SCP-191. Although a translucent screen may be utilized for privacy purposes, standard anti-computer countermeasures are ineffective, as her components have been hardened against electromagnetic pulse. SCP-191 is a female human child, approximately 10 years old. She is believed to have been a test subject of several experimental surgeries performed by the late Dr. Mark Wilson.
Wait, hold on. The doctor
Yeah.
was announced early. Oh, sorry. Oh, I went too far.
Yeah,
Earlier,
but they don't. Do you think that this person is going to go out of their way to find a Q&A that would reveal that? Also,
Yeah.
That was questioning him. Looking at this depiction of the child abuser,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is severely racist.
Ow.
I.e., extremely squinted eyes and
Oh.
a purposefully yellowish tint to their skin tone.
I didn't
You
pay
didn't
attention
think
to
of that, Bright?
I was not paying attention to that. I was just saying, oh, just a bad jaw on the person. No, I did not. Oh my god.
On top of that, this is the guy that is the child abuser. So I think we're gonna need to expand like how many points we can put into offensiveness. Because we're well off the charts by now.
It's gonna be like negative numbers in the percentages.
I just
Do you even have a negative percentage?
I mean, that's a thing that can happen, I believe.
Okay.
Negative 8%.
I've just never seen a negative percent number.
I think it would basically just mean that like
Mhm.
the thing is, it is possible. Yeah. I'm not good with math. All I know is that this makes me incredibly frustrated and angry.
We're only 3 minutes in.
Uh,
Oh wait, they're probably gonna make up some bullshit uh, group when we pretty much it's most likely probably Prometheus Labs with how they run things.
Yeah.
yeah.
Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
I don't think so. -% should be fine. Yeah, true.
And when she was there,
And like
she was not
I'm
treated nicely.
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like kind of rationalizing like why would -% be a thing in the same way that like a negative number in a lot of equations just amounts to like subtracting that number.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Alright.
I dropped out of high school.
I went to college for a little bit. I don't even know negative percentages exist.
Well, technically, negative numbers don't really technically exist. They
Right.
exist more like in the calculation sort of sense.
Oh,
They are important for
Meanwhile, I'm my
calculations, but you can't have
nice.
less than a thing.
Ah. Apparently, random person is
i.e.,
minoring in mathematics. Oh, sorry.
i.e., they're a concept. Yay.
Yay.
Ugh,
Anyways, back to the
my
video
head
at hand.
hurts.
3, 2, 1.
Mark Wilson. 80% of the left half of her face and skull have been removed, with the
That's
eye and ear replaced by a
not
complex transceiver
entirely
system that
left
allows her to receive
side
and
of her
transmit
face.
not only visual and auditory input, but a wider spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, ranging from low-frequency radio to high-energy gamma rays. Her lower jaw, teeth, and larynx have been removed. The esophagus has been rerouted to an artificial orifice at the back of the neck to act as a feeding tube, and the trachea is routed directly to an air filtration device. Due to these alterations, SCP-191 is incapable of speech, although she has been reported occasionally vocalizing distress through rapid respiration. An input-output device has been placed into her right forearm, replacing the radius and ulna bones. The device contains interfaces for a variety of modern and obsolete formats, including USB, Ethernet, and FireWire.
Yeah,
The device can
so
be accessed by pulling back the skin over the right.
Yeah.
let's take a moment to talk about another question. Why did they give her the murder grippers
Yeah.
I'm going to
when there's
comment that
absolutely no reason for that?
they transformed the skin flap into a skin glove.
Yeah.
I just
This video's already going to shit. Oh, cool. Cool, Darna. Yeah. Anyways. 3, 2, 1.
right arm like a shirt sleeve. A 24-core processor array has been implanted in her brain, which translates input from all artificial components, essentially allowing SCP-191 to read and write computer data without the use of an external interface. Internal communication is carried out through fiber optic cables implanted through the glial cells and the entire nervous system. Damage to the brainstem and cerebellum due to the implantation procedure has severely damaged her motor skills. Her right hand and right foreleg have been replaced with artificial components consisting primarily of steel, carbon fiber, and an unknown polymer-like substance. The exposed areas of tissue are susceptible to injury and infection. Due to damage to the spinothalamic tract, SCP-191 has reduced pain and temperature sensitivity in her limbs. Reconstructive surgery by Dr. Jacobs was able to provide some relief, but regular doses of antibiotics and analgesics are still required. The lungs, heart, and major blood vessels have been replaced with mechanical analogs. It has been determined that this system would allow SCP-191's bodily systems to be restarted after death. Her digestive system has been completely reconfigured to the point where regular food intake is both unnecessary and dangerous. Waste is now disposed of via a drainage system located in her lower back and consists of a thick, dark gray viscous slime. Her reproductive organs, uterus, ovaries, etc. have been removed. According to notes recovered, this was done to provide extra space by removing non-vital components. Hormone therapy has been proposed to counteract the long-term effects of the missing glands. This proposal is under
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually surprised that they left in the part about reproductive organs. I expected them to redact that because they're scared of Big Bad YouTube getting on their ass. So it's like I'm moderately surprised by that. There's no good or bad emotions that comes with that fact. It's just I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept it accurate
Yeah.
for once.
Once. 2, 1.
Review pending analysis of possible complications. She has at least 15 other alterations of unknown purpose. Given this fact and the haphazard integration of the useful components, it is
Wait.
What the
Where did this come from? Organ removal surgery success. That's such a survival rate, 98%.
Did they basically add violence for no seeming reason?
Well, no, I think this is intended to tie back into what was said in the article.
This is just so out of left field.
Because, like, the girl that we have is, like, the only surviving test subject of this stuff, but he was doing it to a lot of people.
Yeah. Is there 90%? Wait, 98% of 18 is 17.5. Nathan already saying one of the subjects is half dead. Yes. Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
believed that they were performed merely to
Oh
test
yeah,
the
click
viability of such
bad
procedures
math.
on other.
I forgot that was one of the bingos.
Yeah, hold on, where is it? There we go.
Other subjects. At present, any theories as to the purpose behind these alterations are speculative at best, as Dr. Wilson died during the raid in which SCP-191 was recovered, and the only surviving records of his research are a single, half-burned, spiral-bound.
Why would the SCP symbol be on the notebook? It was an enemy group! Why would they have the... Oh my god.
They're trying to frame the SCP Foundation to the SCP Foundation. They walked up to the Foundation and said, "Hey, you did this awful thing. Punish yourself."
They're saying bad history. What do you think?
I don't think we've hit that.
SCP Foundation swaps for everything. The GOC Foundation branch. Someone's hand Foundation branch. Says random person.
Every Sarkic cult Foundation branch. Well, that one's true, but
yeah. Since she's just blatantly the SCP's fault. Yeah, pretty much most of the canons it is. 3, 2, 1.
Because apparently someone thought it was a good idea for this supposedly detached, unbiased organization to be run entirely by like people that have fanatical, over-the-top loyal servants.
Yeah.
That's definitely not going to cause issues, down the line. If your unbiased, impartial observer and acting group is run by 13 cults of personalities all biting at each other for blood. I can't imagine that going wrong.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
And the only surviving records of his research are a single, half-burned, spiral-bound notebook, consisting mostly of cryptic notes regarding a higher purpose. SCP-191 was recovered by Foundation agents during a brief collaborative effort with the Global Occult Coalition, in which a raid was conducted on the laboratory of Dr. Wilson, a suspected member of an anti-Foundation group. She was the only test subject recovered from the laboratory. All other
Wait, that's a contradiction. They said it was an anti-Foundation group, but on the notebook of the doctor, they had the Foundation symbol on it. Wait a minute.
They just don't know. They just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The actual answer is like they just don't know what they're doing.
And look at the surrounding the girl. It's just a bunch of the corpses of clones of her.
Except no, except head completely replaced with something.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that's supposed to be. My fucking old USB fucking webcam.
Yeah. Versus the Foundation is the Imperium of Man. They go to war with themselves whenever they feel like. Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
test subjects expired during the raid, either disposed of by Dr. Wilson or eliminated
I love the most wonky animation imaginable.
Fire. If you were firing a gun that powerful like that, I'm pretty sure it's gonna fly off your hands. It doesn't look like they have a definite grip on it.
Let me just...
hostiles by the task force. Preliminary.
Oh, is it the final brain cell?
I'm sorry.
Oh, hold on, I gotta get a drink. I'll be back.
That's the most weak-wristed firing of a fucking submachine gun imaginable. It's the sort of recoil you'd expect if a fucking man made out of jello was firing an SMG gun.
From the looks of it, random person, yes.
That's a thing, yes. They're holding it by the magazine. And they're apparently made out of jello.
Yeah. Oh, look at the intensive care drawing. 2 limbs are missing. Intensive care.
I feel like my brain cells are in a fucking battle royale with each other to stay alive while watching this bullshit.
Like
They're all offing each other.
Like the first one, it was bad, but not too bad. Then we go to this. For basically every few seconds, there's something. What the fuck? Oh my god. Anyways, 3, 2,
1. Assessment concluded that full reconstruction was impossible, that the components introduced were too technologically advanced to risk becoming widely known, and that it could be a source of valuable data if kept alive. Subject was classified SCP-191 and moved to Site-17. Her disappearance and those of the other test subjects was later blamed on a local serial killer who was arranged to be killed in prison while awaiting.
Why does it kind of look like an edgy Aizawa? Because of the scarf thing and hair's coming up.
I'm gonna hurt you. The fact that you brought up Aizawa in this context, I'm prepare to wake up with several needles in your
comment that it
ears.
doesn't look like him because it doesn't even have a face. It barely has hair.
Yeah, bodies found, serial killer facing intestines. And random person says, what do you mean they found the bodies? The bodies are fucking cyborgs. Yeah, I don't think the Foundation would let them have the bodies.
I'm getting I'm getting to a level of frustration that I can I can't hold back some of my darker thoughts and outbursts.
Oh no.
Waiting trial. Dr.
The
Glass
sorts
completed a
of things
psychological.
that I don't normally want to say out loud.
Oh no.
or replaced with something more tame.
No.
Like I hope that you step on several Legos rather than hoping that you find needles in your ears in the morning.
Jesus.
It's happening. This video's it's taking my filters and it's turning them into mush. I'm excited for the future going forward.
Yeah. Three, two,
I'm having such a good time.
3, 2, 1.
Analysis on SCP-191. The following is a report of his findings. SCP-191 has responded fairly well to containment. She is completely docile and cooperative, and when not being interacted with, she
Wait,
spends
hold
most
on.
of her
Who did
time
you say his name
findings.
was?
Killer, who was arranged to be killed in prison while awaiting trial. Dr. Glass completed a
Okay.
psychological analysis
Right,
on
doctor, never
SCP-191.
mind.
The following is a report of his findings. SCP-191 has responded fairly well to containment. She is completely docile and cooperative, and when not being interacted with, she spends most of her time sitting still or curled up in a fetal position. This may be a sign of distress, but it is more likely for physical comfort, as normal body movements and postures are difficult. Mental acuity is questionable, although capable of rapid data analysis and communications when physically linked to a computer system. She seems unable to follow conversations with human beings unless the conversant speaks slowly and uses simple words. Complex tasks are also impossible unless she is guided at every step. Her mood seems consistent, though somewhat inscrutable. She continually affects melancholy, will not make eye contact unless asked to, and any attempts to induce a cheerful or humorous mood have proven fruitless. However, she shows no signs of ongoing mental distress and claims through a computer interface that she is feeling well. To date, SCP-191 has not requested access to or information about any acquaintance she had before her abduction. What do you think about that SCP case? Please leave your comments below.
No. Yeah, anyways.
Wait, they didn't do the interview, did they?
No.
Not interview, the test
No, they
thing.
skipped those. They
Okay.
skipped the test logs.
Okay, there's
So,
one thing I decided
I'm honestly
to see.
kind of thankful they skipped the test logs.
Yeah,
I am too, but we'll still have to count that as points on deviates from the plot.
Yeah, but anyways,
Yeah.
I decided to look up to see if they drew Dr. Glass correctly, because Dr. Glass is a very popular SCP character, along with Dr.
Oh.
Clef and Gears. And for once, they didn't do bad. They gave him they made him blonde with glasses. They somehow drew him correctly in their terrible art style. It's a fucking miracle. But anyways, removal of character / license.
I don't think they really removed any characters.
No.
So
Yeah, they did not remove
I
characters.
so I think it's just a one.
Yeah.
Yeah, one for the
license.
2 co-authors.
Yeah. The two. Yeah, two
Yeah,
co-authors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Standard thing of it's like if you have
Yeah.
like all we expect from them for our low ass level of expectations is the author's name and link to the article. They linked to the article, they didn't give the author's name.
And that's
So one.
That's also fair when a person says the worst part is that it doesn't score all that high on some of these categories, but it's so horrible it should. Yeah.
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 Alright, Alter says added gore or violence.
I'm gonna put that at a 3.
Yeah.
I don't think it's all the way up to 4, but like the levels to which they mangled and messed up how her botched augmentations
Yeah.
are, I feel like it's fitting for like added or altered. gore.
Yeah.
In this case, I agree since it's specifically physical representations of the abuse she went under.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So they altered it.
Oh yeah, before I continue, I'm gonna read off what we got clicked on the bingo board. Wrong SCP design, racism, clickbait thumbnail, bad map/math, and contradiction. I just mentioned that. I'm gonna start doing it from now on. Like, before we, start rating, just say what we have on the bingo board.
No, that would make
That's
sense.
fair.
Yeah. So, deviates from the plot of the article.
They technically removed an entire portion.
I would say that they removed about like half of the most interesting elements of it, so I'd say give them a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adurna's on top of it too.
Yeah. Only men in the video slash offensiveness.
So can we give it an 8? Just for
We
shits
can
and
give it a
giggles?
4, but we
give it
can't go further than 4. But yes, it deserves a 4. If we could give it higher, we would do it, but we can't.
Hold on.
When you think about it, when you think, okay, no. Here's the thing. When you think about it, each point counts for, what was it? 5%.
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
Each point counts for 5%. Now, what if, for the sake of argument, we simply did put it at 8, and then that means that there is a collective. My brain just died. I'm not. Why do I agree to this? I want to spend time with my friends, but this is how it's being done.
Are you okay?
You good?
No, I'm never okay.
Did the people who misrepresented child abuse break you?
Yes.
Anyways.
Do you want to hug 191? Let's be honest, she was probably nabbed from her family while she was trick-or-treating.
Yeah. Probably.
I dare say, I say, like, my reasoning here is that, like, it was so offensive that we should, like, basically have the offensive meter take up 40% rather than just 20% of the total thing.
You know
And
what,
thus,
that's
if it was
valid.
8 points, then it'd bump it down to 10%.
You're right. I vote for making it an 8 for once.
Hopefully this is the last time I do this. Hopefully.
Hopefully the
no
last time
one wants the offensiveness to be so bad that we vote for an 8.
That's what I'm trying to say. I hope we don't have to say it like this again.
Well, to be fair, if we had been, like, aiming to have it set up like this in the past, we definitely would have given more 8s out.
Yeah.
Probably. Also, there's one thing I will say. I did read it before, but I don't remember what it's called. But there is a story that's really cute, where it's the witch child, 053 and 191 going out trick-or-treating.
Oh.
She was dressed as Frankenstein's monster, which seems to us a story. Yeah.
I can't remember which is.
It's a really good SCP.
Yeah.
It's a really good SCP, but it makes me think of bad things. and then you take that and put it into a content farm,
Yeah.
and now I wish for violence.
So here's the
Yeah,
word. Oh, sorry.
and like the Foundation is being so careful with her, and anytime a doctor interacts with her, you see things like, we're not upset, we're not mad anytime she gets nervous, but she still gets so scared.
Yeah. Also, funny abuse of children. Next SCP is the child breaker.
What? Oh no!
It's
No!
rather unfortunate. It's the next one.
I would like to officially submit my 2 weeks notice for collabs with Aaron Eldritch.
But yeah,
I'm done.
before we start, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. Alright. Item SCP-956. Object class was safe, but is now Euclid. Special containment procedures 956 is to be kept at the approximate center of a standard humanoid containment cell at all times. To prevent incidental activation. Entrance into the room is only permitted once 956 has entered a dormant state. Permission to bring a subject into the room must be cleared by Site Director Redacted to decrease the occurrence of 956-1, as well as containing further spread. Unless for testing, individuals fulfilling 956 activation requirement are not to be brought within 200 meters of 956 containment area. Surveillance is to be maintained through security footage at all times. 78 instances of -1 are kept in a neighboring room and are to be maintained at a temperature of -4 degrees Celsius in order to prevent melting or destruction. Any use of -1 is to be authorized by Security Clearance 3 personnel and to be carried out in a room identical to 956 containment chamber. Any access -1 created by test with 956 is to be incinerated unless authorized by personnel with Security Clearance 3 or higher, as are any extraneous instances of 956. 956 appears to be a common pinata, resembling an unknown quadruped.
Quadruped.
Tests have revealed that, although superficially similar to papier-mâché, 956 is constructed of various amounts of glue, redacted, sugar, and unidentified fur in human tissue. 956 has also shown to be highly resistant to any sort of bludgeoning damage, with large amounts of crushing force showing no damage to its structural integrity, though the use of gunfire as well as heat and flame have shown to be effective. By default, 956 remains in a passive state. It shows no signs of locomotion or intelligence and displays no hostility. This was crossed out, but as long as the item's activation requirement is not met, the item will remain in this state indefinitely. See Addendum 956-A. 956 enters its active state when a human under the age of 12 enters within 5 meters of it. Approximately 7 to 28 seconds after entering the active zone, the child becomes unable to move, holding any stance they had at the time. The victim is incapable of motion or speech, although it remains alive, and its rapidly moving eye suggests that it retains awareness. 956 moves towards the victim and bludgeons him or her until the torso ruptures. Upon breach, the victim's body discharges a large pile of unmarked candy, ranging from 23 to 1,323 pieces. Instances of this candy are designated as -1. 956 repeats this for any other immobilized victims before returning to a docile state. A victim can be removed from 956 activation range if retrieved promptly. Upon moving the victim 12 meters away from it, 956 returns to its passive state. The victim, however, shows no signs of recovering from its immobilized state, and appears to remain in such a state indefinitely. Autopsies of unbroken victims show that their body had severely dehydrated, leaving them brittle. Autopsies also revealed that pieces of -1 had begun to grow out of the victim's organs, using the tissue as a component. The amount of -1 appears to be directly correlated to the time spent in 956 activation radius. -1's effects are vary depending upon the age of the human consuming them. Humans at the age of 12 years or older go into a seizure within 3 minutes of consumption, with a 5% possibility of cardiac arrest. There is approximately 35% chance of survival for such subjects, and will suffer similar effects regardless of age. Children under the age of 12 undergo a different effect. They first enter a similar state to the immobilized victims of 956, although they assume a standing stance with their arms resting in front of them. The subject then experiences in sequence rapid hair loss, interparting of paper mache from their skin, and a complete restructuring of bone and muscle. The process takes 9 minutes to complete. Upon completion, the victim was transformed into another instance of 956. These copies behave identically to 956. There's a 0% chance of survival for the victim. Addendum 956-A. 956 has recently begun to show locomotion outside of testing. It began to wander around its containment, tracing the perimeter of the room. It did this for about an hour before staring at a spot on the wall. A review of footage shows that it's faced this wall after deactivating during a previous test. Security has confirmed that 956 is facing directly towards an elementary school. That school is redacted kilometers away. Reclassification to Euclid status requested. Dr. Redacted. Reclassification to Euclid granted. If its effects appear to reach beyond its containment, it is to be transferred to Site Redacted, which should keep it far enough away from potential victims. Retrieve any paralyzed victims of R-1 and administer Class A amnestics to witnesses and family. We don't need any more of these things around. Site Director Redacted.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that there was some information left out there in the fact that, like, there's a GOC article.
Oh yeah, there is a
yeah.
Looking
GOC
at this
article on
exact
that
thing.
same exact SCP.
When was it last? Oh, it was last updated 4 days ago. It might have gotten removed.
Huh. Well, you
But
see,
we
that's the
read
thing,
both
Random.
articles before, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, that's the thing, Random Person. It's highly resistant to any bludgeoning. We're gonna take a gun to it.
Yeah. A gun with incendiary bullets. Wait, do those actually exist, or is it just video game?
Yes, those are an actual thing.
Okay. Yeah, if you can find the
Okay, let me check their case files.
flamethrower, yes, that will work.
Both.
Because
Both
it
is
should
good.
be in their case files. It's just it would be under a different number, even though it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, because fucking GOC's fucking
Yeah.
gotta use its own thing instead of using the SCP thing.
Rather get the flavor, they have a flavor.
Mhm.
Termite!
Sure.
Oh.
I have not yet found it, but I know we've seen it before, and I am looking for it.
It could have been deleted.
Mhm.
Well, I haven't even looked through the documents. I'm just gonna click on and off on them very quickly. The one with the pinata is probably the one.
I don't think it actually has a photograph with it.
Oh,
I found it.
Yeah.
you did?
I just went on Google GOC pinata. It was the first thing that popped up.
Give us the link.
I'm about to pull it up right here on stream. Right
Well,
here.
I know, but I did the same thing and I couldn't find it. Oh, the Blackwood Gorgon.
Yeah.
Probably said it wrong. That's okay.
Yeah. Alright. Threat ID KTE 0154. Blackwood Gorgon. Or Gorgon. Vengeful Pinata. Authorized response level 4. Severe threat. Description KTE 0154. Blackwood Gorgon. Refers to entities resembling a quadrupedal pinata, which are an imminent danger to any nearby children. Any human child under 12 years of age who enters within a, which is crossed out, 5 meter, crossed out again, 15 meter, 30 meter radius of the entity, and stays within a radius for longer than 30 seconds, will begin to experience the effect of the entity, which includes the immediate and total dehydration of the victim, total paralysis of the victim with an exception of their eyes and nervous system, and gradual transmutation of their organs into unnatural candies, which 0154 uses for reproduction. 0154 will approach the victim if possible and begin to repeatedly batter them, causing a developing candy to pour out of the cavities created by the entity's assault. If victims are removed from the area of effect, 0154 will cease activity and the victim will perish either due to dehydration, asphyxiation, or internal bleeding. 0154 are shown to have a subconscious effect on any individuals under the age of 12, causing them to desire to eat the candy, although this is described more as an intrusive thought rather than a singular desire. Individuals under the age of 12 will become an instance of 0154 in the span of 10 minutes, while other organisms who consume the candy will come down with a rapid and severe case of type 2 diabetes, which will usually result in death unless the individual seeks an immediate medical attention. 0154 is typically immobile outside of occasions where a victim enters its range of effect. However, it has been shown to be able to orient itself in the direction of large clusters of adolescent children up to 200 miles away, 500 or more. Engagement rules: explosives are not to be used on 0154 under any circumstances, as the candies produced by 0154 victims are also within 0154 instances and are completely immune to blast and heat damage. Heat-based weaponry will effectively destroy an instance of 0154, removing it of its anomalous effects. However, the only way to destroy 0154 candies is through acidic substances with a pH of 2. 0154 should be destroyed immediately on contact, preferably via the use of a flamethrower, to prevent 0154 from further affecting potential victims during transport. Upon termination, areas should be quarantined and thoroughly searched for 0154 candies, which must be destroyed at the nearest possible opportunity. History. 0154 was first encountered by the Coalition in June of 2011 in Stillwater, Oklahoma, where 0154 candies of unknown origin were served, leading to the death of 17 people, including 3 children who transformed into 0154 instances. 2 of these instances were eliminated by Coalition forces, however 1 instance managed to avoid destruction and was found by the SCP Foundation, which designated the entity SCP-956. The 0154 entity was put under the control of Dr. Francesca Nile, who was responsible for the creation of the SCP Foundation's Junior Disposable Program, and thus the death of an illegal and unethical treatment of experimentation on over 2,000 children. The program was suspended by the SCP Foundation's Ethics Committee in late 2013. Dr. Nile personally approved all experimentation done on children within the Foundation during the period of this program's existence. Under Dr. Nile,
Great.
yeah, under Dr. Nile's tenure as project lead, 0154 instances have continually grown in power, showing a continual and worrying case in scope and efficiency. An ultimatum has been delivered to SCP Foundation officials, ordering the surrender of 0154 entity and Dr. Francesca Nile to Coalition forces by that would be March 15th, 2022. Well, it's past that. For liquidation and prosecution, respectively.
Okay.
So, I kind of understand why the GOC is pissed off the Foundation with this one.
Well, yeah. Assuming that intel is correct,
Yeah,
this
which
is just
rather fucked.
yeah.
Yeah, though, even though we've read the GOC article, there's no guarantee that it'll show up in the video. But it's good. It's good to read it.
Case.
Yeah, just in case. It's good to read it just in case. All right. Let me get the. Oh my god, the thumbnail.
From 1 to 10.
You will have to say that for yourselves.
4.
I'm sorry.
What the? Just okay. Knock off fucking Five Nights at Freddy's character. Good to know that you had time to come in here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It certainly got my attention, considering the person.
It looks less like the SCP and more like someone in a weird pinata fursuit.
Wow, they didn't even give a description. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. They put it as 956 here, but in this video is being derived from SCP-965.
So they didn't even do the proper article this time.
they linked to the wrong fucking article because they're on a constant race with themselves to the bottom. Send help.
Alright, we ready?
Yeah.
No,
Three.
I'm never ready for this.
Yeah.
We have to be ready sooner or later.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. No.
Yeah.
Just no.
Yeah.
I'll never be ready. I refuse to be ready. In fact, I'm gonna keep talking until stream is over, just so that we can just never have to watch these again. I'm
I just muted ad shit.
fuck.
Aaron.
I knew that was coming. I accepted it immediately.
What is the birthday? Yeah, one of its ears on virus. Who knows? Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
Brody woke up and stretched. The sun was shining in through his bedroom window, making him squint. Suddenly, a thought
Oh,
popped
he has
into
the
his head,
same
and he
name as
squealed
one of
out
my
loud.
dogs.
Yes, it's my birthday. I'm 10 years old today. He jumped out of bed and ran downstairs. He was so excited because he was having a huge birthday party. All of his friends had been invited. His parents had promised him that it would be the best party anyone had ever thrown. His mom was already starting.
You good?
Just don't mind me. I'm just reacting with disgust to terrible animation. Don't mind me.
Okay.
To prepare the food, while his dad was decorating the garden with balloons and bunting. Wow, Dad, it looks amazing. In the corner was an inflatable bouncy castle, and a pink piñata was hanging from a tree. Brody was really looking forward to smashing the piñata open. He loved the sound of the candy falling from its ruptured body. Just then, he heard the sound of the doorbell. He ran inside to see who was the first to arrive. It was his best friend, Sam. Brody took the present that Sam had brought for him and put it on the table. He would open all of his presents later when it arrived, one by one.
I was gonna lose my mind laughing if it was just the Foundation guy, the Men in Black here to stick him with a needle.
Yeah. Look, here's your birthday present. A giant stick of gum.
That present is honestly probably like a shirt or a book or something.
But it just looks like a giant stick of gum.
That's just the wrapping.
It could be Valentine's chocolate.
It could be, but that would be a weird birthday present.
Unless his birthday is in February.
Remind me if I ever have a partner to specifically go out of my way to give them extremely outdated Valentine's chocolates for their birthday as a joke. Moving on.
3, 2, 1.
His friends began to arrive. They were all super excited and gasped when they saw the garden. Brody knew that everyone was thinking it was going to be a fantastic party. They played a few different games, but eventually it was time for the piñata. His dad told all the kids to line up, and he handed Brody a baseball bat. Brody stepped towards the piñata, but suddenly he found he couldn't move.
Okay, so here's the thing. They would have already been affected, wouldn't they? Except for how big its radius is.
Yeah, they would have all been affected already.
Yeah,
well, actually, come to think of it, the radius increased because of the experimentation.
Right.
From the Foundation. So if we're assuming that this is the first incident, its radius probably would have only been 5 meters.
At the same time, though, someone had to get closer than 5 meters, otherwise how was it hanging on the tree?
That would be an adult who did it.
Yeah.
It has no effect on adults.
Yeah, only
That's
children.
fair.
Yeah. Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
He was literally frozen to the spot. He could see that his dad had a concerned look on his face, and he tried to call to him for help, but the words wouldn't come out. Suddenly, he saw out of the corner of his eye that the piñata had dropped from the tree to the ground. It was shaped like a horse with big round eyes that had an evil look in them. It began.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
What the yeah, okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, okay. It's got glowy red eyes. I'm not gonna lie, my brain's too fucking fried to look at this thing as anything other than something I would see in some fucking My Little Pony porn animation on Newgrounds.
Rather than that, this looks like the shit I saw on furry art websites when I was trying to look for art, but instead I found transformation kink.
Nice. That sounds like a more fun thing to talk about. Let's just talk about furry porn for the next 10 minutes.
No.
Instead of watching this fucking video.
No, fuck off. It's in 3, 2, 1.
But I like furry porn. I don't like this.
That needs to be clipped.
I'm admit there's one art that I really liked by a furry artist, but that's because there was Slender Man. It wasn't furry, and Slender Man. I'm gonna leave it there.
My VTuber is not an alligator. It's a gator gar. Alligator gar. It's a type of fish. But also, that's not why. I just wanted to be a fish tuber. Oh, that fish with the armored scales. Well, some of them. Most of the time, when I think of a fish with armored scales, I think of a sturgeon. But
yeah. Anyways,
When I think of a fish with armored scales, I think of an extinct fish.
you thinking of the dunk?
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
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 Dunkleosteus.
Yeah. Dunklet.
For simplicity's sake, we'll just refer to it as the dunk.
You know what? Yes, I think my brain can handle that. Donkey. I mean, the dunk.
Donkey.
Donkey. The donkey. That's fair, random person.
Yeah. Anyways,
Well, yes, it is blatant armor, but they're also technically scales.
yeah. Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
He walked towards him. Brody wanted to run for his life, but he remained rooted to the spot. He began freaking out inside as he realized what the piñata was going to do. It began bludgeoning Brody until his body began to rupture. He could hear the screams from his friends and family as they saw hundreds of pieces of candy come tumbling out of his body.
I cannot.
Some of his friends ran over and started eating the candy. Within seconds, they
Wait,
became immobile.
wait, what?
That's not how. What?
What the crap am I watching?
What is going on?
They directly talked about
Why
the
does
fact.
this feel
that
less like we're watching a content farm and more like what's going to lead up to a weird porn?
You're saying
I'm not
something
interested in this kink.
You're saying something hatchet.
I was going to say that's not how the anomaly works. There's
Yeah.
there's a slight impulse that amounts to an intrusive thought applied to the candies. That is not the same as our friend is being ripped apart by this fucking piñata. Hey everyone, let's eat our friend's innards. Because that's the most natural thing to do in this situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta read this. Apparently, Aderna clipped, but I like furry corn.
Good.
And random
I'm
person
fine
says,
with that.
random person says, "Hey Jimmy has candy inside of him. Let's eat him." And random
This
person
anomaly is done from.
Yeah.
I just. This is.
What is going on?
Yes, Festus. Yes, I know. This is a waste of my time. But you can't judge me for wasting my time because all you do is lay around and yell at me.
Anyways, in 3, 2, 1.
Their arms stretched out in front of them. Brody's parents watched in horror as their young bodies began to change. First, they
And
lost
now
their
they're-
hair, and then
now-
they began to
oh
sprout
my
paper
God.
mache in their skin. Within minutes, they had all become clones of the piñata. The parents of all the children started frantically trying to revive
What
them,
is
but nothing seemed to
happening?
work. They were starting to despair when suddenly the doorbell rang. Brody's dad went to answer it. When he opened the door, 3 men in suits were standing there.
And there they are.
There's the man in black.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, if that was really happening to you, would you answer the door when someone rang it?
No.
Yeah, exactly.
3, 2,
Yes,
Please,
Festus,
help us. Something has
exactly.
attacked our children. Instead of going to the aid of the children, one of the men took a syringe out of his briefcase and injected it into Brody's dad. He closed his eyes and he began to lose consciousness. Welcome back to
Fucking. And now I have Festus.
If I see someone outside my door just starting to hold a syringe, I'm immediately closing the door.
Yeah.
Just fucking pulls out local man is injected with antifreeze as he screams about his children becoming piñatas.
That sounds like that would happen in Florida.
Random person says surprise vaccination.
I'm sorry.
Florida man found dead after eating too many candies and injecting antifreeze into penis. More at 11.
Oh my gosh, random person. It's an enjoy your autism.
SCP Exposed. Today we bring you Euclid class subject SCP-956. But before I go on, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss out on any more SCP stories. SCP-956 appears to be a common piñata, resembling an unknown quadruped. Tests have revealed that, although superficially similar to
like
Paper Mache, SCP-956 is
a fucking third of this video is just fucking
nonsense.
Stupid ass preamble. Just
Yeah. You're all on the spectrum. So there, yeah. I'm very on the far end. I am extremely autistic. And it shows.
I am actually not on the spectrum. I am just neurodivergent.
Fair enough.
in other ways.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Constructed of various amounts of glue, sugar, an unidentified fur, and human tissue. It has also shown to be highly resistant to any sort of bludgeoning damage, with large amounts of crushing.
Oh my gosh, random person. Random person says, right, we're watching SCP. No neurotypical watches SCP.
Some might.
Well,
who knows?
Listen, on one hand, that's a really funny comment, and I was laughing at that. But also, I can't. The fucking animation of them just beating the shit out of the piñata with a bat had me laughing.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Force showing no damage to its structural integrity, though the use of gunfire as well as heat and flame have shown to be effective. The subject is to be kept.
That really escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did. 3, 2, 1.
At the approximate center of a standard humanoid containment cell at all times to prevent accidental activation. Entrance into the room is only permitted once SCP-956 has entered a dormant state. Permission to bring a subject into the room must be cleared by Site Director Stevens to decrease the occurrence of SCP-951-6, as well as containing further spread. Unless for testing, individuals fulfilling the subject's activation requirement are not to be brought within 200 meters of its containment area. Surveillance is to be maintained through security footage at all times. 78 instances of SCP-956-1 are kept in a neighboring room and are to be maintained at a temperature of -4 degrees Celsius in order to prevent melting or destruction. Any use of these instances is to be authorized by Security Clearance 3 personnel and to be carried out in a room identical to SCP-956's containment chamber. Any excess instances created by tests with SCP-956 are to be incinerated unless authorized by personnel with Security Clearance 3 or higher, as are any extraneous instances of SCP-956. By default, SCP-956 remains in a passive state. It shows no signs of locomotion or intelligence and displays no hostility. SCP-956 enters its active state when a human under the age of 12 years enters within 5 meters of it. Approximately 7 to 28 seconds after entering the active zone, the child becomes unable to move, holding any stance they had at the time. The victim is incapable of motion or speech, although it remains alive, and its rapidly moving eyes suggest that it retains awareness. SCP-956 moves towards the victim and bludgeons him or her until the torso ruptures. Upon breach, the victim's body discharges a large pile of unmarked candy, ranging from 23 to 1,323 pieces. Instances of this candy are designated as SCP-956-1. SCP-956 repeats this for any other immobilized victims before returning to a docile state. A victim can be removed from SCP-956's activation range if retrieved promptly. Upon moving the victim 12 meters away from it, the subject returns to its passive state. The victim, however, shows no signs of recovering from its immobilized state and appears to remain in such a state indefinitely. Autopsies of unbroken victims show that their body had severely dehydrated, leaving them brittle. Autopsies also revealed that pieces of SCP-956-1 had begun to grow out of the victim's organs, using the tissue as a component. The amount of pieces appears to be directly correlated to time spent in SCP-956's activation radius. SCP-956-1's effects vary depending upon the age of the human consuming them. Humans at the age of 12 years or older go into a seizure within 3 minutes of consumption, with a 5% possibility of cardiac arrest.
I'm pretty sure seizures are just people T-posing and shaking violently.
My
I feel like
My
this was done in
favorite-
such a way it's offensive, honestly.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna cooperate. I'm gonna go ahead and agree to at least a 1 on ableism here.
I clicked wrong
But also-
medication for the seizure thing.
That's fair. But also, I would like to announce that my favorite pastime as a kid was definitely rapidly pulsating back and forth while T-posing in an Autobots t-shirt.
Yeah. Anyways, we're actually almost done. They're probably not going to get to the GOC thing.
Well, yeah, no
Probably
chance.
is such a strong word.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
There is an approximate 35% chance of survival for such subjects. Animals suffer similar effects, regardless of age. Children under the age of 12 undergo a different effect.
Oh my god.
They first enter a similar state to the immobilized victims of SCP-956, although they
What
assume
the fuck were they showing with the eyes? It's not a slight thing. They look like they're addicted. This video. What the fuck? Anyways, 3, 2, 1.
although they assume a standing stance, with their arms resting in front of them. The subject then experiences, in sequence, rapid hair loss, a sprouting of papier-mâché from their skin, and a complete restructuring of bone and muscle. The process takes 9 minutes to complete. Upon completion, the victim has transformed into another instance of SCP-956. These copies behave identical to SCP-956. There is a 0% chance of survival for the victim. Initially, SCP-956 was classified as safe. However, following a report by Dr. North, the subject was reclassified at Euclid status. The following is a transcript of his report. SCP-956 has recently begun to show locomotion outside of testing. It began to wander around its containment, tracing the perimeter of the room. It did this for about an hour before staring at a spot on the wall. Review of footage shows that it faced this wall after deactivating during previous tests. Security has confirmed that SCP-956 is facing directly towards an elementary school. The school is 5 kilometers away. Reclassification to Euclid status requested. Site Director Stevens granted the reclassification. He also gave instructions that should its effects appear to reach beyond its containment, it should be transferred to Site 22, which should keep it far enough away from potential victims. He also instructed personnel to retrieve any paralyzed victims, or SCP-956-1, and administer Class A amnestics to witnesses and family. What did you think about that SCP case? Please, leave your comments below.
Yep, they didn't. But what the fuck? So, remover of counter-sash license, they removed the license. They put the wrong one. Oh yeah, we got wrong credit given, edit unneeded plot, deviated plot, and wrong med. Got it. Alright. So, what are we putting for that? For removal of counter-sash license.
They didn't really remove any characters, did they?
No. But they did remove the license.
No, they just
Yeah, they
didn't
removed both license.
criteria. Yeah, so it's as a friggin' 2.
Yeah. Alter Source added gore or violence. And they made the entity look slightly demonic with the glowing red eyes.
I don't know why they kept giving it glowing eyes.
I don't know.
I don't think it will give it too high. basically did show what it would do. But
Like maybe one on added gore violence.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'd say 1.
Alright, so deviates from the plot of the article.
Zero. I wish it wasn't a 0, but as in I still hated the video, but they didn't deviate. They just were really bad at it.
Yeah. What do you think, Hatchet?
Yeah, I'd just put it I'd put it at a 1.
A 1?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds fair.
Yeah. Right. Only men in the video slash offensiveness. Well, about that.
Actually, were there anyone that wasn't white in the video?
Yes.
One of the Men in Black at the start.
Oh,
And a doctor.
okay.
Yeah. So I guess
Oh yeah,
I
it
guess
had
just a 1 for
the seizure.
Yeah, and the seizure thing.
yeah, 1 for the seizure.
Yeah.
One for ableism. Yeah.
Alright, so let's add it up. So it is 55%. Are we still good for one more, or we're done?
What's the next SCP? Just to check in.
It's actually a really short one. It's called No More Monsters. But I had to use the Wayback to get the one they wanted. Because I want to show the new one. Because I'm guessing the original got deleted. But, alright, so the new one is this.
Oh.
But watch as it gets closer down here. See the first attachment? It's just a little thing right here. You start seeing a little thing right there. As it starts getting a bit closer.
Oh, I don't. Please, no. Oh God. Okay, yeah, that's not unsettling at all.
Yeah, this one, I want to read. I'm glad they didn't go for this one. Yeah, it was written by a different creator, and a bunch of people came in, like with the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not this one. It's the old one, which is this. Rather short. But there are some connected SCPs, so... So do we actually want to do this one, or...
I mean, I guess.
Alright. Well... What? Oh, hold on. Bustin needs to go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
Okay.
Alright, sorry about that. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I saw a random person read through it. Like the new current one.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna read the current one by myself later.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
Well,
last... Huh?
in light of the conversations that happened about that last article, I'm excited for the 22nd because the 22nd is my Patreon day, which is the
Nice.
day that I pay for Patreon, like pay for artists on Patreon, which is also the day when I add or alter subscriptions. I'm going to add some furry artists. We need not get into the details of what type of art they make. You already know.
That's fair. Yeah. So... Alright. Okay, so... What random person is saying... Look at this updated version from a different author, because... The author from the new one is different from the... What the fuck is that?
Huh?
That's okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, we're just gonna gloss over that.
Wait, what was there? I saw
think...
something, but then it left before I could actually look.
Wait, oh, it's their profile picture. It just stayed longer than it should have. Was that a Benito Mussolini with the same? That... Yeah, it might have been rewritten because the original author right here, I think did similar things as Wright, but was quickly booted, if I remember correctly.
Hmm,
Yeah.
great.
But not to the highest degree as Bright did. They were quicker with this one. Yeah, anyways.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, anyways, on to the SCP. No More Monsters, aka SCP-122. Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. 122 is to be stored in a standard containment chamber containing a single electrical outlet. No personnel dormitories are to be constructed within 500 meters of the containment area. At no time should 122 enter an unpowered state. Several redundant power systems are to be maintained and inspected regularly. In the event of 122-1 manifestation, 35 members of site personnel assigned to enact containment are to be deployed outside a containment chamber. If it becomes hostile, Procedure 99 Renmar is to be enacted. Due to the potentially disastrous side effects in the event of cross-contamination, at no point are 122 and instances of 3060 are to be stored in the same facility. Okay, so that's...
You're cutting out a bunch.
God damn it. Alright. Anyways, so 3060 apparently is CPAP machines. Well, they superficially resembles CPAP machines, not with CPAP machines. So this 122 is not to be allowed near these type of entities. Right here. It's kind of great they actually have a picture this time. Alright. Just thought I would show that. Most likely it's going to be mentioned in the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. To enact Procedure 99 Renmar, all subjects are to assume specific positions in and around containment chamber in order to prevent a containment breach. 2 subjects are to man a portable generator with the equipment used in Procedure 99 Renmar is powered. 3 subjects are to be equipped with chemical irritants created as a byproduct of 1837, which has been found to have an inhibitory effect on -1 instances. Okay, so 1837. Wait, is 1837 is a cleaning mop that is constantly exuding an acidic liquid.
Fun.
Interesting. After all instances of -1 have been reduced to the point where entry is safe, 5 subjects are to enter the containment chamber and use an electrical extension cord from the generator to return 122 to a powered state. These personnel are to be considered irrecoverable after entering 122's containment chamber due to its effect. The remaining personnel are redundant. They will take the place of any incapacitated personnel. Wow. Damn.
Your job is take this other role if that guy gets ganked. Have fun.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, doesn't that mean I'd probably get ganked? Have fun!
Yeah. Oh! I remember this because it was in a Minecraft mod. It's the nightlight. SCP-122 is a children's nightlight with the design of a stylized shooting star. I completely forgot about this
Aaron.
one. Yeah?
Aaron. You showed a picture of it at the start of this.
Yeah, but I forgot. I couldn't remember it until I read the sentence, and I feel stupid. Yeah.
Okay.
When it is in a powered state, 122 lets off between 14 to 20 lux. No manufacturer's mark is present on or within 122's components. When in an unpowered state, 122 will affect all subjects within a 500-meter radius of its location. When the subjects enter REM sleep, they will move into a comatose state, in which they will remain until 122 is resupplied with power. While comatose, humanoid figures appearing to be composed of a black, slightly translucent mass will appear from any shadows around the subject. These figures are hereafter known as instances of -1. Instances of -1 exhibit signs of sapience and sentience, with physical abilities roughly equivalent to the affected subjects. They will attempt to locate as many human subjects as possible and expose them to 122's effect. As more subjects are affected by 122, its radius of effect will expand, with the maximum range seen in testing being over 2.7 kilometers. The -1 instances will attempt to gather all sleep aids within the area of effect and apply them to the subjects. These objects have included insomnia medication, traditional medicines known to be used as treatment with insomniacs, pillows, blankets, mattresses, and bed frames, media such as lullabies. When in a powered state, 122 will affect the sleep patterns of all subjects within its radius. If a subject awakens from a state of REM sleep while within 122's radius, it will display signs of insomnia and will complain of unusual dreams. Proposals to determine 2840's effects on these dreams are currently pending approval. So 2840 is an incorporeal psychic entity that exists within the minds of humans experiencing REM sleep. Oh. Interesting. Alright, this has been crossed out. Huh? What was that? I thought I
What?
just said something.
I did not say anything.
Oh.
I too said nothing.
Well, I
And I
heard...
did not hear Hatchet speak.
I don't know why. I heard something. Anyways. This has been crossed out. These dreams have been found to cause minor psychological disturbances, and all personnel should be given weekly psychological evaluations. See Incident 122-1. 122 was discovered within the Linnell's Children's Hospital, redacted, after several reports of -1 manifestations reached locally embedded agents. When the area was investigated, it was found that all subjects within the building had been affected by 122. Recovered documents indicate that a patient brought 122 when being admitted. However, no record of the patient's identity has been found. Agents secured 122 with a portable power source and was transported to Site 19. Addendum B, 122 reclassified to Keter following Incident 122-1. Moved to Armed Reliquary Containment Area 02. Incident 1. Redacted. 11 instances of -1 breach containment causing the death of over redacted members of site personnel and redacted casualties. Following recontainment operations, 122's containment procedures were put under review. During this review, security footage of several maintenance personnel tampering with 122's chamber lock was discovered. When questioned, the subjects claimed that they had done so under duress, saying that a canary was not allowing them to sleep until they released 122. Affected subjects were given Class A amnestics, and containment procedures for a revised upgrade to Keter requested. Yeah, I already can tell by random person reacting to this that they prefer the new version.
It's almost as if that's what random person said.
Gosh. Oh wait, first thumbnail. Alright. How bad is 122's thumb? What the fuck? Well, it's something.
That's a good sign.
What? Did I miss something?
Never should get to start shit fears, but try to change presentation and how it works, yeah.
They changed the Star Nightlight to a starlight, and they changed the shadow creatures to lizard people.
Remember says, is that the swamp lady? What is
The swamp
this?
lady does not look like that. You know what I think it is? A 4.
What do you think, Hatchet?
I'm sorry, what am I supposed to audibly react to this absolute nothing burger? This completely irrelevant bullshit that's on screen for some reason?
Alright, let's see. Do they
Are we certain that they're not thinking of an international thing?
No,
yeah,
it says...
because look, the behind it is the nightlight.
Yeah,
or their attempt at the nightlight.
And also,
fuck's sake, yeah.
in their description, it also says 122, aka No More Monsters, which is the nickname of the SCP. Also, they didn't include a description of the SCP, but they also, for the license, they put SCP-673 written by Dr. Gears again.
It's like they're trying to be incompetent.
It's the wrong fucking license. Are we ready for the final SCP of the night?
Incompetence is my kink.
3, 2, 1.
Luke Martin was 7 years old when he had his first seizure. After that, he was constantly...
That is a wild opening.
Okay, okay, on the bright side, They didn't depict a seizure as fucking pulsating T-pose.
Random
It wasn't a
person.
cold opening, that was an absolute zero.
Yeah, I was about to read that. Yeah. That's amazing. Oh my god. 3, 2, 1.
In and out of hospitals for tests and treatments. It sometimes felt like his whole life was spent sitting in a hospital waiting room. But despite all the tests, the doctors were completely baffled by his case. All the tests showed that his brain function was completely normal, yet he was still having seizures. I think we need to send your son to a special hospital for observation. We would recommend that he goes to the Linnell Children's Hospital, where the specialists in this
this
field
is
can do
where
further investigation. Well, if
the
you think it will
event
help, then of
happened.
course he must go. When Luke arrived at the hospital, the nurse gave him a friendly smile and held out her hand. Hello, Luke. I believe you're coming to stay with us for a little while. Luke nodded his head, a tear escaping from his eye. Now, Luke, don't get upset. This lovely nurse will take care of you. Luke gave his mother a weak smile and waved goodbye to her. As the nurse led him down the corridor to the ward he would be staying on, he looked at the other children laying in their beds. Some of them gave him a smile or waved to him, while others looked too frail to even open their eyes. You get yourself into bed and I will put your things away in your cupboard. He did as the nurse told him. Once he was settled in, the nurse leaned over and switched off his bedside lamp. Go straight to sleep now. The doctor will be around early in the morning to see you. Luke thought that he would never be able to get to sleep.
I'm kind of confused. Would they have, like, frail, sick children near healthier children?
No.
No.
I don't think that's how hospitals work.
They're depicting this modern child hospital like one of the overcrowded hospitals treating the White Death at the turn of the century.
Right, that person says infected children, larger hospital bill.
Actually, if hospitals did that in the modern age, they would get sued out of their asses.
Yeah.
They would never do it.
Yeah, they would.
I mean, to be fair, the chances of medical malpractice actually getting into court, let alone a lawsuit actually turning in favor of a victim, is incredibly low.
Yeah.
I hate that you're right.
Yeah, anyways. 3, 2.
Capitalism!
3, 2, 1.
But eventually, exhaustion took over, and he closed his eyes. It wasn't long before he was in a deep sleep. As he slept, he wasn't aware that all around him, black humanoid-like
What is...
Yeah, okay.
At least it's not a lizard person.
But didn't they have a picture of the entity? Oh, yeah. But we don't really see much of it.
Yeah, but it's described in the article.
Yeah. At least it's not the lizard person.
Where the fuck did they get the lizard person?
I don't know.
shapes began appearing out of the shadows. They began to surround all the children sleeping in their beds. Suddenly, Luke woke up and started screaming, "Ah! Ah!" The night nurse came running in from her station. "What is it, Luke?" "I was having a weird dream. There were monsters all around me and they were trying to get to the other children too." Now, there are no monsters here. It was just a nightmare, that's all. Now, go back to sleep like a good boy." But Luke couldn't get back to sleep. He felt wide awake. As he lay there in the darkness, he felt alone and scared to death. Welcome back to SCP Exposed.
Okay, I do have a problem with that. Adults can see the entities too.
Apparently now they can't. Congratulations. Now only children can see it as it goes for them.
Some 3, 2, 1.
Today, we bring you the Keter class subject, SCP-122. Before we continue, I want to let you in on a secret.
Oh, fuck off.
Fuck you.
It's a phishing ad. Alright.
This content on videos sponsored by Fuck Your Mom video game. Fuck your mom.
Jesus Christ, random person. Yeah, good luck.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah,
Good luck. Take care. Sleep well. away from this nightlight.
I have more the day after. Oh, Jesus! Well, I'm glad I quit college. Anyways, I'll take the extreme farewell. Yeah. See you later, Anna person. Good luck.
Take care.
SCP-122 is to be stored in a standard containment chamber containing a single electrical outlet. No personnel dormitories are to be constructed within 500 meters of the containment area. At no time should the subject enter an unpowered state. Several redundant power systems are to be maintained and inspected regularly. In the event of SCP-122-1 manifestation, 35 members of site personnel assigned to enact containment are to be deployed outside the containment chamber. If it becomes hostile, Procedure 99 Renmar is to be enacted. Due to the potentially disastrous side effects in the event of cross-contamination, at no point are SCP-122 and instances of SCP-3060, small medical devices, to be stored at the same facility.
Actually drew it.
To enact Procedure 99 Renmar, all subjects are to assume specific positions in and around the containment chamber in order to prevent a containment breach. 2 subjects are to man a portable generator with which the equipment used in Procedure 99 Renmar is powered. 3 subjects are to be equipped with chemical irritants created as a byproduct of
It doesn't glow green.
It does now.
As I'm aware.
I want green glowing mop juice. Put it on them.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
I was being sarcastic.
Wait.
I love my green glowing mop. My green glowing mop juice.
Yeah. Oh my god. At least they're drawing the other SCPs. 3, 2, 1.
Green
of
glowing
SCP-1
mop juice.
837, which has been found to have an inhibitory effect on SCP-122-1 instances. After all instances of SCP-122-1 have been reduced to the point where entry is safe, 5 subjects are to enter the containment chamber and use an electrical extension cord from the generator to return SCP-122 to a powered state. These personnel are to be considered irrecoverable after entering the subject's containment chamber due to its effect. The remaining personnel are redundant. They will take the place of any incapacitated personnel. SCP-122 is a children's nightlight in the design of a stylized shooting star. When it is in a powered state, it lets off between 14 to 20 lux. No manufacturer's mark is present on or within its components. When in an unpowered state, SCP-122 will affect all subjects within a 500-meter radius of its location. When the subjects enter REM sleep, they will move into a comatose state in which they will remain until SCP-122 is resupplied with power. While comatose, humanoid figures appearing to be composed of a black, slightly translucent mass will appear from any shadows around the subject. These figures are hereafter known as instances of SCP-122.
What is this?
Why did they add so
What
much
is this?
detail to something that barely has any detail in its description?
Yeah.
What the fuck is this fucking Scooby-Doo villain looking ass piece of shit doing? It's gonna get in a convoluted trap and take off its mask to show it's the fucking local real estate developer that wants to scare people away from his farm. Darn it. Oh yeah, that is one of the Scooby-Doo villains. I hate. I'm suffering.
Well, thanks to skipping the ad, we only have 4 minutes left.
These instances exhibit signs of sapience and sentience, with physical abilities roughly equivalent to the affected subjects. They will attempt to locate as many human subjects as possible and expose them to SCP-122.
What is going on with the room? It can't reality bend.
It can now?
I love it when my rooms are made out of flimsy cardboard.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
My favorite activity is existing in houses with the structural integrity of a house of cards.
I was also kind of thinking of a gingerbread house. Because of the color.
That works too.
3, 2, 1.
effect. As more subjects are affected by 122, its radius of effect will expand, with the maximum range seen in testing being over 2.7 kilometers. The instances will attempt to gather all sleep aids within the area of effect and apply them to the subjects. These objects have included insomnia medication, traditional medicines known to be used as treatment with insomniacs, pillows, blankets, mattresses, bed frames, and media such as lullabies. When in a powered state, SCP-122 will affect the sleep patterns of all subjects within its radius. If a subject awakens from a state of REM sleep while within the subject's radius, they will display signs of insomnia and will complain of unusual dreams. These dreams have been found to cause minor psychological disturbances, and all personnel should be given weekly psychological evaluations, such as in Incident 122-1, where 11 instances breached containment, causing the death of over several members of site personnel and a number of casualties. Following recontainment operations, SCP-122's containment procedures were put under review. During this review, security footage of several maintenance personnel tampering with the subject's chamber lock was discovered. When questioned, the subjects claimed that they had done so under duress, saying that a canary was not allowing them to sleep unless they released SCP-122. Affected subjects were given Class A amnestics, and containment procedures were revised. Upgrade to Keter was requested.
Hold on. Not once.
Yeah, it's just the cat.
Amnestic's been administered like this.
Don't you know? Don't you know the best amnestics are the ones that are administered via fucking gas mask?
Yeah.
That seems more like a forever amnestic.
I mean, when you think about it, well, I was about to say that dead men tell no tales, but that's honestly, like, this is the SCP universe. I wouldn't be too surprised if they had, like, ways to make that false. Dead men, generally speaking, don't tell tales.
Dead people who do not speak do not tell tales unless they know Braille.
Why does that actually fit well?
As a general rule of thumb, dead people don't tell tales, but this is subject to change.
3, 2, 1.
Revised. Upgrade to Keter was requested at that time. The subject was subsequently regraded to Keter class and moved to Arm Reliquary Containment Area 02. SCP-122 was discovered within the Linnell Children's Hospital after several reports of SCP-122-1 manifestations reached locally embedded agents. When the area was investigated, it was found that everyone within the building had been affected by the subject. Recovered documents indicate that a patient brought SCP-122 when being admitted. However, no record of the patient's identity has been found. Agents secured the subject with a portable power source, and it was transported to Site-19. Foundation personnel have requested permission to determine the effects of SCP-2840's effects on the dreams. SCP-2840 is an incorporeal psychic entity that exists within the minds of humans experiencing REM sleep. It resides within one human subject at a time and appears dormant when the subject is conscious. It is capable of transferring itself between hosts that enter REM sleep within 100 meters from one another. It gravitates towards individuals that have a history of chronic nightmares and night terrors. Subjects suffering from recurring nightmares will find themselves unable to experience the recurring dream again after occupation by SCP-2840. It will manifest mid-scenario, violently interrupting the dream and changing it to a different scenario. For example, a subject dreaming of being chased found that the pursuer was attacked and consumed by a featureless figure,
deep into
and then found themselves trapped within a dark forest with
2040?
the figure pursuing at a relaxed pace. While still asleep, hosts realize and understand that they are dreaming, but they also have an understanding that they are entirely safe. Upon waking, hosts recognize that SCP-2840, in whatever form it took during the dream, was aware of their existence and that it removed the perceived threat from their nightmare. The request is currently pending approval by a senior Foundation director. What do you think of that SCP case?
The remaining, 2 minutes was talking about another SCP.
Yeah.
Wait, was it?
Yeah. Yeah, 2840 right here. Besides something he was prehistoric conscious. Let's see, go to a strange visual history of chronic nightmares and night terrors. Spirits have changed nightly during cycles for him 24. After his spirits, night terrors will be interrupted by a traumatic scenario. This variable interaction always ends in a neutralization of the nightmare and is replaced by 2840. For example, a subject dreaming of being chased found that the pursuer was attacked and consumed by a featureless figure, and found themselves trapped within a dark forest and a figure pursuing at a relaxed pace. Yeah.
Why are we?
I was just seeing if I got it correct. Alright. I was just reading it quickly. But yeah, they did.
By the way, this is just a different SCP. They just
Yeah.
randomly shoehorned in at the end for some reason.
Yep. They could have been like the others and just said it was like right brief description. Nope. So, removals of character slash license. Well, I was gonna exclude 3060 and 1837 because they're only mentioned briefly, but then they went deep into 2840. Wait, at the end of the video, and they don't have
Yeah,
122's license. Yeah. Huh?
I think this is just actually just a 4 from
Yeah.
how abysmal they did there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Tarman, you get a 4.
Yeah.
Should have cited your sources better.
Yeah. Alter slash added gore or violence. Really?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
So I think that's a 0.
Deviates from the plot of the article.
Well,
It.
I'm gonna put that at a 2
Yeah.
because like at some point they just decided to start shoehorning in a different SCP.
Yeah.
They added violence from a whole other SCP.
Yeah.
Are we gonna consider dream violence?
Well, technically, what they showed
That's
in the
like-
video was exactly word for word from the other SCP. That's what I was
but
checking.
that other SCP wasn't supposed to be in this SCP.
But in this case, it's also like dream violence.
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna add violence tallies if they at some point depict a dream where I punch Aaron in the face?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
Like,
You're gonna say something?
no, I was done.
Alright.
I think.
Only men in a video slash offensiveness.
Were there women and people of color? I wasn't paying enough attention.
I know I saw women, but
I saw children.
I think it's
I
just white people. Yeah, it's just white people. I'm going through
Yeah,
it briefly.
I also only saw white people.
So yeah, just white people.
So I guess that's a 1.
Yeah. Alright. 45%. Oh no, I just realized we're getting closer to 096 again. I remember the last time we did that was with SCP Chronicles, and it did not go well.
You know, hey, Sarah, whatever will be, will. Why I feel like I'm welcoming the end.
I like potato chips.
Well,
Everyone loves potato chips, I think.
we're also getting closer and closer.
Not everyone.
Well, we are getting closer and closer to the end. Makes you feel better.
It doesn't. The end just means another content farm.
Hey,
This is a hell that
get a
you.
break for a month.
Oh wow, a whole fucking month. I can't wait for 1 month of none of this and then back to it for half a year.
We don't know how big the next one will be.
I think the next one's really short, because I think it's Detective Void. think he only did
Yeah,
either 8 or 10
Detective Boy
videos.
didn't do many. We'll be good for.
Technically, he did a whole bunch, but he deleted his channel, then brought videos back, then left.
Good for him. Go off and do something else with your life.
Yet, yeah, the whole reason he didn't he deleted everything was because he believed the videos of the SCPs were too disturbing for children.
Whatever, man.
That was probably just a bullshit excuse, though, since he actually tried to copyright SCP videos as his own.
Yeah, he did do that. Yeah. Also, I'm starting to think that the person running this channel, as of now, is slowly going away from the internet or something, because every time I talk about this, I get false copyright claims on the VODs. But the last VOD, only half of the SCPs were actually claimed. The other half were not. It seems like I'm getting less and less claims from them, which is good. And they also haven't done AI videos in a month, so also yay. Yeah, I'm also really tired too. Cheery, do you have any last words for stream? Was that a no? Oh. Okay. Adurna, do you have any last words for stream? I'm still shocked that they drew Dr. Glass perfectly. Well, not perfectly, like, the art still sucks from them, but, like, you know what I mean. Yeah. Follow, subscribe, bring us a camp. Oh, god damn it. Anyways. Hatchet, last words, go. Yeah. Oh my god. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways, Dangerous. Basically how it's gonna go is I don't know what I'm gonna. Things can change. Well, actually, if Hatchet wants to do repo Sunday, I'm off the next day, so just let me know. But if not, um, horror, analog horror will be Wednesday and Friday, which Jiro will show me for. And Thursday will be the tier listing of groups of interest, international, and Saturday will be horror stories, which I think Jerry will join me for that as well. So, yeah. I wanted to do horror games because there's so many awesome horror games come out because, you know, Spooky Month. But we all know my computer's a dick. So I basically have to spend hours seeing if I can get a core game to work well. And it's just, it would take too long. Anyways. Oh my god. So, anyways. Anyways, stay tuned, I'll see you guys next time for your next mission and the great war of furry porn.